Well, it's an exciting and beautiful day for some high school football, and we have it here for you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all so much for tuning in for another live and exciting Eagles football broadcast right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis alongside Mr. Kendall Cobb. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, sir, and you're exactly right. This is an exciting time, exciting times for Eagles football.
It is nothing like high school football under the Friday night lights. It does not get any better than this.
Sir, and just for added effect, we get the true effect because the booth is so small here at this stadium. We get the true effect of being amongst the crowd. We are outside, folks, broadcasting live outside amongst the bleachers because of space, but we wouldn't have any other way.
Absolutely. And since you did the honors of getting us here, tell everybody where we are broadcasting from.
Sir, we are in Deer Park. Now, mind you, we are playing Pasadena, First Baptist Pasadena, but we are in Deer Park at the Deer Park North facility. Nice field, older field, but nonetheless, we made it here, thank God. And we are here, and I'm here with you, Brother Davis, ready to make it happen.
Absolutely, Mr. Cobb. You know, I have never been to this side of Houston before, but this is one of the cities that I plan on living in. It's a good opportunity for me to do some sightseeing and seeing another part of Houston that I've never seen before, but you definitely touched on something. Your Rosehill-Christian Angry Bird Eagles are taking on First Baptist Christian High School all the way from Pasadena, Texas. And we're just excited to bring you this broadcast. Again, you can catch this only on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Rosehill Christian Eagles are coming in today's conference sitting at 4-1 overall and with a 3-1 record in conference, as the First Baptist Christian Warriors come in today's ball game at 2-3 overall and 2-1 in the conference. The Rosehill Christian Eagles came off a win against Lutheran North High School in overtime by the score of 10-3. And Mr. Cobb, that game was broadcasted by you, so I want you to do the honors and just recap that game for us. That was the Rosehill Eagles' second win in overtime 2 weeks in a row, and they won by the score of 10-3. So recap that game for us and what that game was like to you.
But sir, Ms. Davis, I want to do you one better. I want to go back 2 weeks, as you just mentioned. They went back-to-back with overtime victories. 2 weeks ago, the game was knotted at 7-7. Rosehill goes overtime, puts the score in with Cash Kelso coming back from injury. First game back, he scores the game-winning touchdown. Last week, as you mentioned, recap, the game was knotted at 0-0 for the entire game for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, shall I say, 3.5 quarters. Finally, the Lutheran North scores a field goal.
Wow.
So we're down to basically seconds, under a minute, right at a minute. Rosehill has to drive the field, get in field goal range. They have a freshman kicker. Soccer player, mind you.
But kicker nonetheless.
So they drive, get in field goal range. They're kicking from the left hash mark. So this isn't even a straight-on kick. This is an angle kick. They kick the field goal, maybe 40-some seconds left, tie the game up. Game goes in overtime. So, mind you, the entire time they are going back and forth. No one's getting really in anyone's red zone. Some turnovers, 3 yards in cloud of dust for both teams. So, go to overtime. As you know, they play NCAA rules.
Absolutely.
So, the Lions had the ball first. They're 25-yard line going in. They get stopped. Rosehill gets the ball. And they drove, mind you, they did get a first down, so they got closer. They got, I think, as close as the 3-yard line. Did not score, was stopped on downs. Rosehill gets the ball. Now, mind you, the entire game, Rosehill had little success passing, 0 success running. I mean, 0 success running off tackles, 0 success running straight up the middle, running in the 0 holes. No success running around the outside, no success on the trick plays. I mean, none of the screens weren't working. Nothing that has had Rosehill move the ball successfully was working. Even the handoff to Vontae Green, the big sophomore.
The big man?
The big
man.
You
broke my heart with that statement, Mr. Kyle. You meant to tell me the big man himself, Vontae Green,
was having trouble
last week
upon
the ball.
He was getting cracked as soon as he touched the ball at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard, maybe 2 yards. Not looking good across the board.
Right.
Overtime, mind you. So Rosehill has stopped the Lions of Lutheran North. Rosehill has the ball at the 25-yard line going in. First play from scrimmage. They handed to Vontae Green.
Touchdown.
He breaks through the first line. He gets held up by the linebackers. He's still pumping his legs.
As we've been instructing him to do all season long.
We have been instructing him to do all season long. He keeps pumping his legs, and lo and behold, he breaks through. He breaks through and scores a touchdown, as the Kelton said. And lo and behold, scores a game-winning touchdown.
Well, Mr. Cobb, two things I pulled from the statement that you just mentioned. Number one, the fact that Lutheran North definitely did their homework, and they definitely watched film against the Angry Birds by you stating the fact that Vontae Green did not have an opportunity to really run the ball, and he did not have an opportunity. He kept getting stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's definitely something interesting that you point out there. Another thing is the fact that this was definitely a defensive game as to what you told me. You say for the first three quarters, the score was 0-0 until the fourth quarter. So that means both teams are definitely playing defense. They studied their game film. Offense was struggling last week, and it wasn't until overtime that they were able to put some points on the board.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm telling you about, even our passing game wasn't up to par, and it normally is. And since we're speaking about passing games,
so
who else do we have here but Mr. Kelton? Well, Craig Kelton's dad. And
really?
Dad of Kelton, yeah.
Oh,
dad of Casey Kelton, my favorite ninth grader.
Oh, we got to talk to him.
I'm going to put him on the air, sir. I'm going to give him my mic, and we. I guess that's some bad news. I saw McCray in a boot. And Mr. Kelton's going to give us an update as what's going on. So, open mic broadcast listening audience, you have the exclusive insight on the star receiver, for real, star receiver for Rosehill. This is Dad going to give us an update on McCray Kelton's condition.
You know what, sir? We just found this out during the before the pregame show started, and my heart just dropped it because your son is definitely like the heart and soul of this offense. I love calling his name out every time I do the broadcast. The way he just catches the ball, just not even worrying about the contact, is just unbelievable. So give us an update on McCray Kelton.
You bet. Well, I appreciate your comments, and we enjoy watching them too. So late in the game last week, if you guys remember calling it, there was a late pass interference call on the defense on him. Guy was holding on him, and right when he let go of him, he went down and he twisted his ankle really bad. So it's a high ankle sprain, and he's been rehabbing it this week, but they said, he's definitely got to take at least 1 week, maybe 2 weeks off. So he's very bummed to not be playing tonight, and but he's got the boot on, and it's looking better. But it's just got still a fair amount of swelling and tenderness. So.
Okay, and that's going to be my next question because it's without saying that Rosehill is definitely going to make the playoffs this year. I'm calling that. The season's not even over with, but I've seen enough this season for me to say the Rosehill Eagles will be making the playoffs this year. And my next question was going to be how long we're expecting from Mr. Kelton to be out.
Yeah. So again, we're hoping that at most it's 2 weeks, which is a shame because next week we're playing CCS, and his best friend plays on CCS, and they were really hoping to go head-to-head a little bit. And earlier in the season, his best friend broke his finger, so he's been out. So anyway, but obviously he enjoys contributing to the team, and
absolutely,
and, he's going to be rooting obviously strong from the sidelines, and a couple guys are stepping up to take his spot. I think they'll do a great job.
Absolutely. we really hate to hear that. As I mentioned before, McCray Kelton is a huge part of this offense. I believe we heard it before the pregame show that they've switched up a little bit, and they're going to go with Cameron Castillo at quarterback, and Cash Kelso is going to be at the wide receiver position. So is that their way of kind of filling that huge gap that McCray normally would be in that position? Those big shoes, yes, sir. Is that would you say that that's their way of filling those big shoes of McCray Kelton by sticking Cash Kelso at the wide receiver position?
I think so, yeah. And I think Cash has great hands. Obviously, he's quarterback by trade, and he's fast, and so I think he'll do a great job. Obviously, he's just back from an injury. Hopefully, he'll not take any too hard of hits tonight, and we'll keep him healthy, and we'll get McCray back. So
absolutely. Well, Mr. Kelton, we definitely appreciate you sharing that update with us. Like I say, I'll root for him. I jump out of my seat every time he catches the ball. I missed last week, but when they played the Woodlands, the passes he called in that game was just unbelievable. Mr. Kyle was there, and he saw it. He saw how excited I got. So the passes he called in that game was just unbelievable. So we definitely appreciate you for the update, sir.
All right. Hey, thank you, guys.
Absolutely. As we are just moments away from kickoff.
Stick around 1 second. Thanks for coming on. And again, outstanding job by your sons. And I want to say this really. I want to say this. Invariably, everywhere I've my entire life, I've always noticed whatever the older brother does, the little brother achieves higher.
Right.
I mean, seriously, you'll watch an older brother have their record for a school, and no one else, and it was said for years until that younger brother comes along and breaks that older brother's record. I don't know why that happens like that, but invariably it does. So, Case and Kelton, go make it happen, sir.
Well, it definitely gives us something to look up to, Mr. Cobb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr.
Yes,
Kelton,
sir.
This is archives. You can listen later about this broadcast. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We've just been joined by the father of McCray Kelton, giving us an update on McCray Kelton's injury, as we are just moments away from tip-off. And this young man right here definitely gets excited when he sees us doing the broadcast from Rose Hill. As teams have just come out onto the field as they're getting ready to do the coin toss here in just a moment. And we're going to go ahead and mention before the captains hit center field that the Rose Hill Christian Eagles, Angry Birds as we call them, are on a three-game winning streak. Starting back from September 23rd, they were victorious against Bay Area Christian by the score of 14-7. The following week, on the 29th, they defeated the Woodlands Christian Academy in overtime by the score of 13-7. And then on last week, thanks to yours truly, Mr. Cobb broadcasted that game. They were victorious against Lutheran North in overtime yet again by the score of 10-3. So I just mentioned, Mr. Cobb, the Rose Hill Christian Eagles are on a three-game winning streak.
Yes, sir.
They definitely have some momentum leading into this ball game.
They do, and just got to keep it going. Don't let Pasadena, First Baptist Pasadena's record fool you. You never take anything lightly. Never underestimate your opponent. And the bottom line is you got to come out here, keep this momentum going, as you stated, sir, and let's just keep it going. I mean, I feel as well, this is a playoff year for Rose Hill. And it's just a matter of keep people back, as McCray Kelton and Master Carroll, whomever else is out, and we will see what come with me.
Absolutely. And another quick thing I would like to touch on, Mr. Cobb, the Rose Hill Christian Eagles are on the road. They are far away from Tomball, which is their home ground, which is their, kind of their comfort, their center comfort ground in terms of their crowd. And I just want to mention the fact that Rose Hill has a very supportive fan base.
Oh, my goodness.
Because Pasadena is far from Tomball. It's over an hour away.
How
it's far from Tomball.
Mr. Davis, you tell the audience, the OBN network, how far we had to travel and just how crazy my truck was acting on our radio. Well, as we were that shift channel, sir, things get a little hairy.
They did get a lot of hairy. Now on paper, on the GPS, it said it was going to take about an hour and 15 minutes to get here. Now, the GPS is normally smart, for factoring in traffic and everything like that, but typically it says it's going to take about an hour and 15 minutes to get here. We went up this gigantic hill,
a roller coaster.
This roller coaster, and I'm afraid of heights. And so when I saw the hill coming, I said, man, do we got to go up that hill, Mr. Cobb? He said, I think we do, Mr. Davis. So we went up that hill, and I just prayed for mercy, and out of nowhere, your truck just started making this noise. And I just had no idea what it was, but thank God the truck, got us here safe and sound. You didn't have much confidence in terms of whether or not we're going to get back. We're just going to pray throughout this game.
We're going to pray for this throughout the game. And, sir, as you stated before, you did mention being afraid of heights. Now, I got to say, Mr. Davis, you handled it very well. And let the Open Mic Broadcast Network audience know he handled it very well.
Absolutely.
On top of that ship channel. This is the ship channel above the Beltway.
Absolutely.
Not above 610. It's above the Beltway, which is much higher and much more treacherous.
Absolutely. And then we just got word that Rose Hill won the toss, but they elected to defer to the second half. So the First Baptist Christian Warriors will have possession first as teams are getting ready for the national anthem. We're going to take a brief break and come back with our starting lineups right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And welcome back to Eagles football right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You're just now tuning in. We're going to quickly catch you up to speed. The Rose Hill Christian Eagles won the toss, and they're going to defer to the second half. So the First Baptist Warriors will have first possession. The Rose Hill Christian Eagles are coming to today's contest with a 3-1 record in conference, while the Warriors are sitting at 2-1 in conference. And as far as the Angry Birds, they are without their star wide receiver, McCray Kelton, and replacing him will be the veteran quarterback, Cash Kelso, and Cameron Castillo will be at your quarterback position as teams are coming out onto the field. And back deep for the Warriors will be number 11, Steven Shaklovitz, and number 4, Bailey Baird Jr.
Yes, sir. And as the Eagles prepare to kick off, they are wearing their white jerseys with black pants. Nice look with their black helmets with the silver Eagles wings on them, a la Oregon Ducks. Nice look on there. And the Warriors are wearing blue helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants. And the kick is off.
Yes, sir. And the kick is off, and it will be fielded by Shaklovitz as he gets past the 10, and he will be brought down just past the 22-yard line.
Yes, sir. And Eagles prepare with their defense. I'll just go through the defensive lineup real quickly. Number 78, Stephen Whitehead. Defensive end. 75, Seth Mallory. 52, Zach Clay. Number 8, Trevor Manning, linebacker. His brother, big brother Cliff Manning, number 53. Eric Johnson is also linebacker, number 4. We have Hans Barrios, the other defensive end. We have Matthew Kerr as a safety. And the cornerback's going to be number 6, Ben Nicholson. McCray is not playing today because he is out, as we mentioned. And number 3, Jacob Barrera is going to be strong safety.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb. As there was a penalty on that last kickoff, offsides against the Angry Birds. That's going to back them up 5 yards, and they're going to attempt this kick again.
So I guess it's offsides on the kick. Someone must have crossed the line.
Yes, sir. Someone crossed the line before the kicker had an opportunity to kick it off for Rose Hill.
And just for you listening at home, none of the such teamers can cross the line before the ball is kicked. And the ball has to be the first thing to cross. It looks as though they made it this time safely.
So as they field this one, it's going to be Shaskovich as he's going to get past the 20, and he's going to be brought down immediately at the 30-yard line.
So it looks as though Shaskovich got pretty much the same location as he did from the first time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
nice coverage both times.
Absolutely. And one of the things I want to mention, Mr. Cobb, on the defense, I do not see the big man, Vontae Green, and if I'm correct, that may have something to do with the fact that without John Ragusa, Vontae Green had to take over more on the offensive side, so I think they're kind of conserving him because normally he was playing both sides of the ball, but he's not on defense at the moment.
You are correct, sir, and I'm sure they're trying to give him a break and give him a blow from going both ways.
Yes, sir. Number 14, Aaron Vick up the middle for a gain of about 5 yards. That's going to bring up second and 5. Ball placed at the 35-yard line. Warriors moving right to left.
And that front line of Cubs, Whitehead, and Clay had to get in there and make it happen.
As Kurt hands it off to Shaskovich, and he's going to be brought down for no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
That was a nice play. Nice play by Eric Johnson. Looks like Eric Johnson came in, ran him from behind, and took that runner down for a loss.
He definitely sniffed that one out before the play even took off, Mr. Cobb.
Yes, sir.
11:05 remaining here in the first quarter. The Warriors with first possession, moving right to left. 3rd down and 5. Ball at the 35-yard line. Kurt throws right, and that pass is incomplete. Number 4,
almost knocked that pass down J.J. Watt.
Yes, sir.
Vontae Green.
Yes, sir. Number 4, Bailey Baird, the intended receiver on the play. That's going to bring up 4th and 5. Excellent stop by the Angry Birds defense.
Yes, sir. It looks as though Matthew Carroll and
Jacob Barrera back to receive the punt for the Rose Hill Christian Eagles.
Jacob had an interception last week.
As the punt is up, it's going to be fielded by Barrera, but he's going to fair catch this one. So the Eagles will have fresh set of downs at the 33-yard line, moving left to right.
Yes, sir. It looks as though, as you stated earlier, sir, that Cameron Castillo will headline this team. He's quarterback, and he'll lead Colin Fussell, number 18, number 88, Braden Lambert, number 62, Braden Cubza, number 56, Blake Clayton, number 72, Jaden Johnson, number 78 again, Stephen Whitehead, playing both ways. Cliff Manning's on the line, and Matthew Carroll is the background, as is Vontae.
As Castillo sends Kelso in motion, he's going to hand this one out to the big man Green up the middle, and then he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up 2 yards.
Now, as what you just witnessed, sir, is a replay of last week.
It's a replay of last week.
1 or 2 yards, if that. Not a lot of movement, not a lot of push from the line, not a lot of positive yards for Vontae or any of the other backs who are going straight up the middle.
Well, Vontae Green is a very big back, Mr. Cobb. He's probably the biggest back in this entire conference. So teams definitely have game film on him,
yes,
and they definitely know that the Rose Hill Christian Eagles are going to try to get him the ball often and early. As that last run brought up second and 2, ball at the 35-yard line, moving left to right. As Castillo attempts this pass to Kelso, and it's incomplete, quarterback to quarterback on that last play.
I read that number 12 to number 11. Yes, he sent Kelso to Kelso's left in motion, and snapped the ball and was going to be like a little swing pass, but again, it was not brought in.
And he sent him in motion on the previous play, but instead of throwing it, he handed off to Vontae Green up the middle. This particular time, sent him in motion yet again and tried the little screen route, and ball went right through his hands. As that's going to bring up 3rd and 2, ball on the 35-yard line. Eagles moving left to right.
I think Coach just tried to get them different looks, different plays off the same look to confuse the defense.
2 best set for the Eagles. 1 receiver on each side. Castillo takes a snap, fakes hands off, rolls to his left, and that pass is complete, but not before, and he's brought down, but before he gets the first down, that pass completes to Vontae Green, and he was stopped 3 yards short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and about 3.
And that was a nice play. I mean, Castillo faked the ball, rolled the spin, and rolled out to his left, and threw on the run and threw a dart right to Vontae Green.
Yes, sir. So that was a pretty good play action fake call, good call by the Rose Hill Eagles. Unfortunately, Vontae Green did not get enough to get the first down, and the punting unit is on the field. And back to receive the punt will be Shaklovitz as this punt goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Yes, sir. Not that far of a punt. Johnson normally gets more airtime on his punts, but this ball was put off the side of his foot as it careened off to his right, hit in bounds and hit, like I said, 42 and bounced out. So that's going to give the Warriors pretty good field position.
Yes, sir. And if I'm the coaching staff for the Rose Hill Eagles, I'm not too worried about that last punt. Your defense made an excellent stop with no problems on the last drive. So I have no doubt they're going to do this again. That they're going to do it again. As the Warriors come out with twins to the left side, Kirk drop back to pass. There's not a man in sight. Pass incomplete. Number 11, Steven Shaskovitz, the intended receiver on the play, is going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yes, sir. They're trying to put each other out like a fight. Try and test, see where they can find a weakness defensively or up in the defense, be it the pass, be it the run. Pick and choose until they find a area they can exploit.
Ball on the 43-yard line. 2 receivers to the right side. Kirk throws right. This pass, this time, is complete to Hurd for a gain of 9 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Pretty good little play for the Warriors. You can expect to see that again, Ms. Davis. I'm sure that's something they'll want to come back to later on.
Ball on the 48-yard line of Rose Hill. So we have 3rd down and 1 coming up. 2 receivers to the right side, 1 back in the backfield. As Kirk hands this one off up the middle, and he runs to the right, but he is met by a plethora of Eagles, and he did not get enough for the first down.
Outstanding effort, and I got to tell you, I saw Braden Cubs shoot through the line and cause that running back to sidestep, and then brought the team enough time to gang tackle him and push him back. So that was a great stop on the Eagles' part.
And that was number 14, Aaron Vick, the senior, on the rushing attempt for the Warriors. And he was met at the line of scrimmage, and they're going to call this one 4th and inches as the offense stays on the field. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As they're bunching the line of scrimmage, wing set up, and they're going to hand this one out to Shaq.
Oh, he is set before the first down. He is swung down, sir, by, looks like that was Hans Rivera.
Yes, sir.
Nice swing tackle. Did not grant him the first down.
Absolutely. So a turnover on downs.
But they're going to call out emergency team, I think, sir.
Oh, yes, they are. They are bringing the change out on the field. And that was a misdirection play. It actually wasn't a bad play call by the Warriors. It was a misdirection play, but the defense saw it coming.
They did. And again, they held their grounds. And And as you stated, it is a turnover on downs. Good call.
He did not get enough. I saw that from up here. He did not get enough for that first down. As you mentioned, Hines with the excellent tackle. He met him at the line of scrimmage. He pushed him backwards. Great stop there by Hines. Great stop there by the Eagles defense. They will have a fresh set of downs at the 47-yard line.
And these are the kind of plays that you can build on. It gives you confidence defensively. Now your offense can go and maybe move the ball now.
I formation set up for the Eagles. Castillo under center. Eagles moving left to right. And they went with a hard count. Free play as they're going to hand this one on to Green up the middle as we have a flag on the play, and we know this one's going to be offsides on the Warriors.
Yes, sir. It looks like one of the defensive linemen jumped over. Looks as though Vontae Green got about 5 yards, so it can go either way. You'll get a 5-yard penalty, or you'll actually, I'm sure to take the penalty because that'll be 1st and 5 versus 2nd and 5. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Take the penalty every time.
And I noticed Vontae Green is able to pick up positive yards when he has a fullback in front of him to kind of clear out the hole and kind of create some room for him.
Great observation, sir, because I was going to take note of that as well. He did have a lead blocker, a fullback, and that made the difference, it looks like.
So as you said, Mr. Cobb, they accepted the penalty, and it is now 1st and 5 as they're going to go with the I formation yet again. And they're going to hand this one off this time to, I believe that is Hines Ramirez.
Yes, sir.
And I believe we have a flag on the play. Referees are kind of huddled up.
Could you tell what it was?
Not quite sure, but I believe they're going to go with false start against their offense.
And that's going to hurt.
Not what the doctors order if you are Rose Hill.
They just got some positive yards, and I just talked about making a defensive stop like that, 4th and a foot. You stop them. Now you come in with your offense. You want to move the ball and get some type of energy going in that direction. And weren't able to capitalize on this particular play.
So the 5 yards that they once have gotten have now been taken back off that last penalty. As that's going to bring up 1st and 10.
I did already. Oh, still. I saw it. I did already.
The ball placed at the 47-yard line. Our formation setup. And we're trying to go with the hard count yet again. This time, Castillo pitches to the right side. And Hines gains about 3 yards on the play.
It looks like it was going to be a left sweep, or right sweep. Right sweep.
Yes, sir.
And they say about 3 yards. I guess, again, they're trying up the middle, off tackle, around the ends, trying to exploit a weakness if they can find it.
So we're seeing number 5, Hines Ramirez, get some action on offense, particularly at the running back position. We normally see him on defense.
Yeah, Hines is doing a good job. He's being called to do double duty. Looks like he's up for the challenge.
Yes, sir. So 2nd down and 7, ball at the 50-yard line. Eagles moving left to right. 2-back setup as Castillo takes a snap, rolls to his left, and that pass is broken up.
Nice pass. Nice roll out to his left again. Folks, he's a right-hand quarterback. Castillo is a right-hand quarterback. He's rolling out to his left and throwing on the run. He threw a dart to Colin Fussell.
Yep.
The only reason it wasn't caught was because both defenders converged on the play. But, I mean, the ball was there.
Yes, sir. Definitely that wasn't a bad pass by Castillo. That was just an excellent stop by the secondary of the Warriors. And that last incompletion is going to bring up 3rd down and 7. 6:37 remaining here in the first quarter. We are scoreless here from Pasadena, Texas, as the Eagles are going to go with an empty backfield setup. And they're going to go with a quarterback draw up the middle. And Castillo's going to keep his field going.
He's still going, folks.
He's going to get past the,
he's still going
past the 40, and he's going to be brought down at the 39-yard line.
What an effort.
Wow. What an effort.
Yes, sir. We were saying this in unison. It looked as though he was stopped, and he kept his legs churning, got free, and then again kept his legs churning and got another yard.
What do I always say, Mr. Cobb?
Sir,
you can always pick up more positive yards if you keep those feet moving, specifically on the first contact.
Yes, sir. And again, these Warriors did not grab his legs. They stayed high with him. He kept pushing forward. He protected the ball, and we have a first down, folks.
Excellent job by Castillo on the 12-yard run to give the Eagles a fresh set of downs. Ball placed at the 39-yard line. And Castillo's going to hand this one off to Matthew Carroll to the left side. He's going to swing this one all the way to the left side. He's going to follow his blocker, and he's going to break up the pass to 10, to 5. Touchdown, Eagles! Oh, hold the phone, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
I think this run may be coming back.
Oh, my
wow.
goodness. Play, folks, just so you know, Matthew
wow.
Carroll was probably at the 10-yard line when this penalty happened.
Yes.
There was no need. Once the running back or receiver has daylight in front of them, there's no one but the end zone and air molecules between him and the end zone. Stop blocking.
Absolutely.
Stop blocking. There's no need. He's going to just run full speed as far as he can go.
Absolutely. And you hit the nail right on the coffin, Mr. Cobb. Once the running back has daylight, you have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
You have to be disciplined here. In that particular situation, once the running back has daylight, there's no need for that penalty whatsoever. Even if there's an defender in front of him, at that point, you just leave it up to the running back.
Let the running back do what he does.
Let the running back do what he do.
The defender can be juked out. The defender can be head faked, whatever you going to call it. But the bottom line is unnecessary. But here we go again.
Well, nonetheless, it happened downfield, so it's still going to be 1st and 10. It's just not going to be a touchdown as the ball is at the 29-yard line. And they're going to hand it up to Hines up the middle, and he's going to get 11 yards on the play. It's going to be enough for Eagles' first down.
That was a hard-fought yardage right there. Hans is pumping his legs, and actually,
legs are pumping tonight.
He was ducking and darting also between his blocks. Did you notice that?
Yes, sir. He didn't go down off the first contact.
No, sir.
I don't know if the running backs worked on this all week at practice, but the running backs are keeping their legs moving here in the first quarter as we have 5:24 remaining here in the first quarter.
Yes, sir. Not going down at first contact. It reminds me of a running back I just learned about. A guy named Andre Davis used to run the ball back in the day. Did not go down at first contact, kept his legs pumping.
As they went with the hard count, yet again, I formation set up this time. Hines for no yards on the play, but a flag down. And I believe it's going to be offsides on the defense. Whoa. He was given the offside signal, but he pointed in the wrong direction. He pointed in the direction of the Eagles. We're going to need him to get that straight. Okay, so it's going to be offsides on the defense. So what was 1st and 10 is now going to be 1st and 5.
Yes, sir. Zebra Stripes a little confused for a moment, but we have it correct now. Looks good.
Along with the Rosehill fans and myself was confused, like, wait a minute. How was we offside on that play?
Yes, sir. Looks to be at the 7-yard line now.
Yes, sir.
1st and 5.
That's going to be 1st and 5. Ball at 7-yard line. 4:55 remaining here in the first quarter. I formation setup. Hines and Green in the backfield. And Castillo's going to hand this one off to Carroll to the left side. He's going to gain almost enough for the first down. Like he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker.
Yes, sir. Well, I got to tell you, this is offensive line. Blake Clayton, Jaden Johnson, Stephen Whitenhef, Cliff Manning, Braden Cubsa, they're all making it happen because there are holes now for these running backs to run through. So if you're a fan or a family member of these young men, they're doing their job.
And, another thing to mention that the Eagles have kind of switched it up a little bit as they're going to go with the quarterback sneak up the middle, and it's going to be enough for Eagles' first down ball right at the goal line. Another thing to mention here, what they've done on this drive is that they've switched it. So Vontae Green was normally the running back, and he'll have a fullback in front of him, but they kind of put the big man himself to be the fullback, and they've kind of let Matthew Carroll and Hines Ramirez to be your running back and let your big man, move some defenders out the way and create a hole for Ramirez and Carroll.
You took the words right out of my mouth. And let the big guy blow the hole, and you, the smaller back, follow behind him and make it happen.
On 1st and goal, they're going to go quarterback sneak up the middle with Castillo, and he has enough for an Eagles touchdown.
Touchdown, Angry Birds. How about that, Dr. Prince? Angry Birds, man.
So the Eagles drive the ball from the 40-yard line, from their own 40-yard line, all the way for a touchdown on this particular drive.
And again, back to building momentum. They stopped the Warriors with 4th and maybe a football's length with that play by Hans Ramirez. And lo and behold, they get the first down, they get another first down, and they string them together. And as you hear the crowd cheering, Rosehill has a kicker. He's a freshman kicker, but he's a soccer playing freshman kicker. And he put it right. He put it up right down the middle. And I have a 7-0 ball game, sir.
7-0 ball game with 3:53 remaining here in the first quarter. So a 60-yard drive capped off by a quarterback sneak from number 12, Cameron Castillo, here just on their second drive in this ball game.
And I got to add, sir, what a night. I mean, we're looking over, I see a skyline, I see some refineries. So we are in Deer Park. Some refineries in the distance. Nice balmy night, football weather. The crowd looks great. We have listeners coming from near and far to our broadcast. So I'd like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to some of our listeners, if you don't mind, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. You can definitely take it away, Mr. Cobb.
Yes, sir. We have Jimmy Clayton, dad of Blake Clayton, number 56 senior. Jimmy Clayton works for EQT. He's out there in Pennsylvania. Want to say a shout out to him. And also, we have another family member. We have Eric Clay, K-State student, architecture student. And he is listening to his little brother play, Zach Clay, number 52. So shout out to Eric Clay and shout out to Jimmy Clayton.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb, as Shaskovich is back to receive the kick for the Warriors. And the kick is up, and he's going to field this at the 15-yard line. He's going to get past the 20, get through a wave of defenders, and he's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line.
Yes, sir. It looked like on that particular play, Shaklovich was letting his blockers set up, and it worked to his advantage. He got about 10 more yards than he would have gotten. So
yes,
nice
sir.
return.
You are listening to Eagles football right here on the My Broadcast Network. And while we have a slight break in the action, if you would like to become a listening partner, you can visit our website at www.obn-radio.com. Again, that's www.obn-radio.com. We're serving the community through faith and athletics. As we have 1st and 10, Warriors moving right to left.
Nice.
As this pass is incomplete, as it was batted down by number 4, Eric Johnson, for the Eagles.
Well, that was a great play defensively. They had trips to the left, and they only had 2 defenders initially out there. And then Whitenham actually did J.J. Watt.
And they're going to go right. And they're going to go with trips to the left yet again. Ball placed at the 30-yard line. This time, the pass is complete yet again. This time he just dropped it. Number 12, Dylan Hurd, the intended receiver for the Warriors, and just went right through his hands, Mr. Cobb.
It sure did. And Dylan Hurd's an athlete. I mean, he plays baseball on Pasadena's baseball team, and he plays. He's a great athlete, but he did not hold on that one. I guess he heard footsteps coming, sir.
Yes, sir. And he's definitely beating himself up on that last one, as he knew that he should have had that one. He actually had a little bit of daylight in front of him if he would have caught it. As Curry dropped back the pass, and this time is incomplete yet again.
Looks like number 62 for Braden Cubza. So we got our defensive linemen with their hands up this time, and they are making a difference defensively.
2 out of 3 pass attempts on this particular drive were batted down by the defensive line of the Eagles. That's an excellent, excellent stop by the defense, and that's going to bring up 4th and 10. The Warriors were not able to move the ball on this particular drive.
Yes, sir. And I'm not sure how tall the quarterback is for First Baptist, but he better step aside and find some throwing lanes to throw into.
Well, he's not a tall quarterback, and I believe the defense as well as the coaching staff have definitely picked up on that. They didn't really do that in that first drive, but it sounds like to me that the coaching staff of the Eagles have told his guys, specifically the defensive line, to, hey, whenever he drops back to pass, if you can't get to him, get your hands up.
That's a smart call, sir, and I agree with you. It seems as though that's the strategy, and it's working out thus far for Rosehill.
And I believe we had a penalty on the play. I believe that was false start against the Warriors. So instead of 4th and 10, it's going to bring up 4th and 15. The ball is at the 25-yard line. The punting unit is on the field as that punt is nearly blocked. And it is going to be fielded by Barrera, and he's feeling it as he gets past the 40. And he gets past and he's going to be brought down right at the 30-yard line. He was feeling it on that return.
Sir, I got to tell you, Mr. Davis, this Rosehill team is playing with a lot of moxie. I mean, they got their hands up, knocking balls down. That play was punt was almost blocked by 4 Angry Birds, but it was not blocked. Jacob Blair picks it up, and defenders are right in his face.
Well, the Rose Hill Eagles are showing an example of playing every aspect of a football game. Offense, defense, special teams, as we just noticed, Mr. Cobb.
Yes, sir. People always say all three facets of the game is very important to have victory.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles, ball at the 30-yard line. Eagles moving left to right. Green alongside Castillo. Castillo drop back to pass, and he's going to complete this one to Kelso, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of 4 yards on the play.
Nice little play. He got the ball. He rolled to his right, hit the slot receiver, which is Cash Kelso, who normally plays quarterback as well. Cash darted for a couple yards, and got about 4 or 5 yards out of that play.
And if you're just now tuning in to this Eagles football game, the quarterback Cash Kelso is checking in for the injured McCray Kelton. He's replacing McCray Kelton at the wide receiver position. So normally we would see Cash Kelso at quarterback, but they got Cameron Castillo at quarterback, and Cash Kelso is replacing injured McCray Kelton at the wide receiver position as we have 2nd and 6. And Castillo's going to hand this off to the big man Green up the middle, and he's going to shed about 4 or 5 defenders, and he's going to rumble and stumble for a gain of about 15 yards and enough for Eagles first down.
And again, I say to you, sir, Moxie, these Angry Birds are playing with some confidence. They see holes. Vontae Green just darted for the first down, as you stated. We just saw Cash Kelso catch a pass and dart up a few yards. So they're moving the ball. The line's doing their job, and the offense is moving.
All he needs is one block, Mr. Cobb. It's amazing what Vontae Green can do when he just gets one block.
One block. He's a big back, as you stated earlier, and he keeps his legs pumping. So.
And they went with the hard count yet again, a free play. But we don't need the free play because Hans Ramirez is going to scramble for an Eagles touchdown.
Sir, I cannot overstate this point. The confidence factor, right before our very eyes. Did you see Hans Ramirez in the first series running with this type of confidence, sir?
It was excellent.
He is doing it now. He's in this team is doing it, and lo and behold, they're moving this ball. Very impressed, and we might just end up with victory number 202 for Bruce Lane tonight, sir.
We just might. We just might. And again, ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles have went up 14-0. We are still in the first quarter. 2:14 remaining to be exact.
Yes, sir. And these guys, the Angry Birds, are rolling, and they are, making it look easier than it should. Let's take this moment, if you will, sir, to recognize some of our sponsors who make it happen for us. We can start with Hexar Comfort Solutions. Hexar Comfort Solutions is located, their Clear Pave office is located at 22803 Shield Road in Cypress, Texas, 7744433. Hexar Comfort Solutions in Cypress, Texas. Also, Farmers Insurance Agency, the Hempstead location. Contact LaTanya Chappell at 979-826-3026, 979-826-3026. And how about Bush's Chicken, sir?
How about Bush's Chicken?
You had some of Bush's Chicken a couple weeks ago in Brenham.
I did.
Bush's Chicken is Brenham's #1 chicken location. They can be reached them at 979-836-1804, 979-836-1804. Bush's Chicken.
Yes, sir, and thank you, Mr. Cobb. So with 2:14 remaining here in the first quarter, your Rose Hill Angry Bird Christian Eagles go up 14-0. One off of a 60-yard drive, and it was capped off by a 1-yard quarterback sneak from Cameron Castillo. And just on this particular drive, it was a 30-yard drive and a 15-yard touchdown run by the running back, Hines Ramirez. As the kick is off and is fielded by Shaskovich, and he's going to field this one at the 15. He's just getting past the 20, past the 30, running on the right side, past the 40, and he's going to be brought down right at midfield. We're going to call this one the 45-yard line.
It was an excellent return. Again, he looked for his blockers. He followed them and got a lot more yardage than anticipated. So you mentioned all three facets of the football, offense, defense, and special teams. Angry Birds definitely have to step up their efforts special team-wise.
So the Warriors will have a fresh set of downs. Ball placed at the 47-yard line, moving right to left. The Warriors have not able to get anything on offense so far. We're going to see if they're going to try to get some things going now, as he's going to hand this one off up the middle to Vic, and he's going to get past the 50, and he's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line for a gain of 15 yards on the play.
Sir, that was a very hard run and a very hard finish by the senior Aaron Vick, number 14. I mean, he lowered his shoulder on number 3, Jacob Barrera. But guess what? Barrera got lower and was able to take him on down. So, great play.
Well, hopefully I didn't speak too soon, Mr. Cobb, as far as the Warriors not being able to move the ball on offense so far after that 15-yard run by Vick to give the Warriors a fresh set of downs, moving right to left, ball plays at the 40-yard line. And they're going to hand this off to Shaskovic up the middle. And what looked like he would have been brought down at the line of scrimmage, but he kept his legs moving to pick up an extra 3 yards on the play.
He sure did, sir. That's why, again, team tackles, hit them low, wrapping your arms around their legs, taking them down, not just making a big hit, but also wrapping your arms around the ball carrier.
So 2nd and 6, ball placed at the 31-yard line, and he's going to hand this off to Vick on the right side, and he's going to have not enough for the first down, picked up about 3 yards on the play, so the Eagles were able to stop him just shy of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 1.
So I don't know where Vick was in first series, but he is really, really making it happen now. Their line is blocking, and he's dipping and dabbing in and out of that defense.
So officially it's going to be 3rd and 2, ball placed at the 32-yard line. And he's going to hand it off to Kirk up the right side, wide open hole as he's going to get more than enough for a Warriors first down.
And I'll tell you again, that would have been a touchdown, but guess what? Number 3, Jacob Barrera, hit him low, tripped him up, and he falls forward, but he does go down.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10, I honestly feel like I spoke too soon for the Warriors. Maybe I jinxed them. I'm not sure what happened, but the Warriors are having no problem moving the ball in this particular offensive possession as Kirk has plenty of time to throw the ball, but he finally gets pressure, and he's going to throw this one out of bounds. Wow.
He had all day to throw, and he was taken down by, guess who, number 34.
The big man. So we finally get a chance to see him on defense. I know I mentioned it a few moments ago that we did not see Vontae Green on defense, that they were kind of conserving him for offense. He normally plays both ways, and he just answered my thoughts on that particular play.
Emphatically.
Yes, with some authority.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It wasn't a sack, but as that quarterback got the ball off, I mean, he felt all 240 pounds of number 34.
Well, timeout on the play. I believe that timeout was charged against the Angry Birds to kind of stop the momentum of the Warriors. And while we have a break in the action, just want to remind all of our listeners that the Prairie View University Panthers will be taking on the Alcorn State Braves on tomorrow. Kickoff for that game will be at 2 p.m. And you can listen to the 1876 After Party Post-Game Show by yours truly, Andre Davis, and the man himself, Dr. Mike Prince, who will be recapping the game of the Panthers and the Braves. We will be taking call-ins, and again, we're going to be recapping the game and all the college football throughout the local, regional area. And again, you can catch all that action right here on the obn-radio Broadcast Network.
As second quarter has begun,
as teams have come back onto the field, as the second quarter has just begun here from Pasadena, Texas. 2nd down and 10 for the Warriors. And he's going to connect the pass to number 28, Lathan King. And he's going to have enough for a Warriors first down.
Yes, sir. That was a little slant pass. And 28, as you stated, Lathan King actually advanced the ball. He got a few yards after that catch. But he was able to be gain tackle and brought down, looks like about the 3-yard line or 5-yard line. Is the 5-yard line, can you tell from here?
Yes, sir. So the ball is placed exactly at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. And he's going to hand this one off to Vick to the right side, and it's going to be enough for a Warriors touchdown.
Well, that was just a handoff that Vick just took. I guess it was going to go to the 6th hole, which is 3 holes off the center to the right.
Yes, sir.
He went around, he just bounced it out and just took it around the edge.
Yes, sir. He realized
block.
Yes, sir. With a single block, he realized that there was nothing up the middle. As you stated, the play was originally supposed to go just off the tackle's right hip.
Yes, sir.
Realized there was nothing there. He kept his vision. He bounced it to the right side, saw there's a wide open lane, and he gave the Warriors their first score here from Pasadena, Texas.
Yes, sir. And he only had 5 yards to go when he got it. Well, they just tried to point after, sir. You want to?
So with the extra point miss, our score is now 14-6 here at the beginning of the second quarter with 11:28 remaining. And while we have a break in the action, we're going to thank our sponsors and supporters for today's broadcast.
Gladly, sir. We definitely want to do that. Burger Fencing, Landscaping, and more. Burger Fencing, Landscaping, and more can be reached at 281-253-2923. 281-253-2923. Burger Fencing, Landscaping, and more for your landscaping needs. Also, Mobius Cafe and Pizzeria. You can ask for Henry or Barbara. Henry's the more talkative of the two. You can contact Mobius Cafe and Pizzeria at 979-251-9955, 979-251-9955.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb. And again, I think I spoke too soon as far as the Warriors having a difficult time here so far in this first half moving the ball, as they had zero problems moving the ball on that particular offensive drive. I believe they finished with unofficially 5 first downs on that particular offensive drive to give the Warriors, and capped off by a 5-yard touchdown by Aaron Vick to give the Warriors their first touchdown here in the first half. They find themselves trailing 14-6 with 11:28 remaining here in the second quarter.
Well, I don't know if he's related at all, but he looked like Michael Vick on his running because he seemed to be getting down that field pretty handily. So let's see what the Rose Hill offense can do after this kickoff.
Yes, sir. And back to receive the kickoff for the Eagles will be number 7, Matthew Carroll. And the kick is up, and he muffed it, but the Eagles are able to get on it at the 25-yard line. So that was a pop-up kick by the Warriors. It didn't go far. It didn't reach Carroll, and it was popped up, and he muffed it, but the Eagles were able to stay on it.
They smartly jumped on the ball, sir, because that would have been devastating to have the Warriors just scored, then have this pooch kick fielded by them, and they would have been on the 30-yard line going in.
So instead of the 30-yard line, the Eagles will start this ball on the 25-yard line, moving right to left, first down and 10. 2 back setup, 2 receivers to the right side. And Castillo's going to fake this one off, and he's going to run this one up the middle for a nice gain. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the first down. We're going to call that a 9-yard run by Cameron Castillo.
Mr. Andre Davis, I don't know if that was a design play. It looked to be a broken play. Castillo went to the handoff, do his own read, and there wasn't anyone there. He just took the ball and ran. And he got, like you said, 9 yards.
Well, that was an excellent pickup by Castillo to, just tuck it and run, just get what you can get. A lot of times you see quarterbacks, if it was designed to go to the running back, they'll try to force it into the pocket, and that's when you'll cause your fumbles and everything like that.
Correct.
So that was an excellent job by Castillo to realize it was a broken play, to just tuck it and run and pick up what he can get. And this time he's going to hand this off to Vines up the middle, and he'll have enough for Eagles first down.
That was a nice run, and he was tagged by number 14, Aaron Vick, who had a little something to say as he stood over him. So I don't know what that was about, but hey, you had a good run, Aaron Vick. Let's show some deal when Hans Ramirez has good runs.
So fresh set of downs for the Eagles and some more action going on around the Upper Mike Broadcast Network. The Waller Bulldogs are taking on Tomball, and they're trailing 7-0 with 11 minutes remaining in the first quarter. My main man, Mr. Philip Prince, is broadcasting that game again on the Upper Mike Broadcast Network, as Castillo is going to take this one again himself, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play. So the Eagles are just grounded and pounding,
yes, sir,
on this particular offensive drive.
I like that term, sir, grounded and pounding.
Yes,
that's
sir.
Exactly what they're doing. Eating clock and also advancing their way to the end zone.
Yes, sir. And, I'm a big fan. If it isn't broke, don't fix it.
Yes, sir.
The Eagles have been running it down the Warriors' throat so far here in the first half, specifically in the second quarter, with 9:30 remaining as they find themselves up 14-6.
Yes, sir. The action has picked up here, and it looks great, and let's just keep on going.
Ball placed at the 47-yard line. Eagles moving right to left. Hines and Green back in the backfield alongside Castillo. Castillo this time is going to hand this off to Ramirez, and he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
Yes, sir. Looked to be was that like a counter play? I'm not sure, but he made it back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing beyond that. I didn't see what kind of push the offensive line got, so I'm going to watch for this next coming play.
3rd down and 5. It's going to be interesting to see if the Eagles are going to go with a run, as we have not thrown the ball at all on this particular offensive drive.
Yeah, they're just about at midfield. They're almost just a couple yards from the 50-yard line, so it will be interesting to see what they're going to do. You called it, sir.
And Castillo drop back to pass to the right side. He has a man. That pass is nearly intercepted.
Nice route by that was Braden Lambert. I mean, nice route. It's just a little bit behind, and lo and behold.
Well, I was wondering if the Eagles were going to go with a pass on that 3rd and 5, and they did exactly that as they went with the play action fake. And
roughing the quarterback, I believe.
Penalty on the play, yes, sir. Roughing the quarterback was called against the Warriors, and that's going to move the chains for the Eagles. And as I've always said it, Mr. Cobb, I said during the Blend Buccaneers, I can take it any way I can get it. And speaking of the Blend Buccaneers, I want to remind all of our listeners that the Open Mic Broadcast Network is the home of the Blend Buccaneers football as they prepare for the 2017 playoffs here for this 2017 campaign, as the Eagles will have 1st and 10, and he's going to hand this one off to Ramirez.
Freshman.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Man, he hit the hole pretty hard, Kyle Flores.
Yes, sir. That was Kyle Flores on that play, and he picked up about 4 yards. That's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
He hit the hole with some conviction, sir. I was very impressed with his running style.
The ball placed at the 34-yard line. Eagles moving right to left. 2 receivers to the right side. As Castillo hands this off to Ramirez, and he's going to get past the first wave of defenders, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play. Not quite enough for the 1st down, but it's going to bring up 3rd and a manageable 2 for the Eagles.
And they are, again, the lines making the holes, sir, and their backs are dipping and dapping inside these holes, advancing the ball. It's going to be a good football game.
Well, these backs are very mobile, Mr. Cobb.
Yes,
you know, they don't go down off the first contact. They're able to kind of weave through defenders.
Right, they have lateral movement.
Yes, sir. We've seen that from Matthew Carroll as he's in the backfield as we speak, along with Vontae Green. And we're going to expecting a run from the big man himself. And they're going to do just that and hand this one off to Vontae Green. And he's going to be right at the 1st down marker.
It's going to be close. They might call for a measurement, sir.
Yes, sir. This is going to be very close. They may have to bring out the chains, and they may have to kind of measure this one to see exactly where the ball is going to be at. Well, they're not going to bring the chains out. They're going to say he's going to be an inch short of the 1st down.
Well, and they're going to go for it, as I would as well. I mean,
absolutely.
Positive field position.
They've been getting positive yards, positive field position, as you just mentioned. The ball is on the 29-yard line of the Warriors. I will go for it as well. And they're going to do just that with the quarterback sneak by Castillo. And he was met at the line of scrimmage. Now, they're definitely going to have to measure this one, Mr. Cobb.
Yes, sir.
Exactly did he get enough for the 1st down? As we have 6:21 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. 14-6 is our score in favor of the Angry Birds.
Yes, sir. And that was the quarterback sneak. And he did advance. He did move forward, but remember, it's where the ball's in his possession. I mean, he balls at his chest level. His head went forward. I'm not sure if the tip of the ball or any portion of the ball got beyond that portion.
And that's exactly what you're looking for.
Yes, sir.
Not necessarily his body, but did the ball itself get across the 1st down marker as the measuring unit is out on the field to measure this one. And they're going to say he was short. So a turnover on downs, the Warriors will have the ball at the 28-yard line.
Now, again, earlier, there's a defensive stop made by Angry Birds. They turned into a touchdown. Now, Pasadena just did the same thing. First back to Pasadena did the same thing. Now, let's see if they're able to do that capitalize on the momentum change or the changeover on downs, or if Rosehill's going to be able to stop them.
Well, as we have 6:21 remaining here in the second quarter, the Eagles have not scored yet in the second quarter, so we're definitely going to see if they can stop the momentum of the Warriors as Kirk dropped back to pass, and he had Sheskovitz wide open down the field, but he just overshot him. Pass incomplete.
What a play. I saw the play develop. It was a streak down the sideline at number 11, receiving Sheskovitz.
Yes, sir.
And the quarterback did a nice pump, dipped the shoulder. The defensive back bit, Brandon Soto bit, and then he aired it out and just overthrew his receiver.
Yes, sir. The pass was the route was definitely there. And, you know, I have my little theory about, you know, quarterbacks overthrowing wide receivers, Mr. Cobb, but we'll get into that just a little later. As he's going to hand this off to Vic to the right side. He's going to get past the first wave of defenders.
Ooh.
He's going to be brought down by the neck after a gain of about 15 yards on the play as the flag comes up, and we know exactly what this penalty is going to be, Mr. Cobb.
Yes, sir. That was a horse collar, and they called as such, personal foul, and that's going to be 15 yards, sir, and a first down.
You know, as a former player of the game, and I'm pretty sure you can probably attest to this, you know, I think horse collars are one of those penalties that kind of, you know, they're not intentional. You know, I played defense, even though my primary position was running back. You know, sometimes when you're just trying to, you know, get to the defender, you know, just trying to get to him and bring him down any way that you can to kind of stop his momentum, you know, those penalties aren't intentional, but unfortunately it's a penalty nonetheless, and it definitely can be costly.
You're exactly right. I mean, when the defender tries to get to the runner, you're exactly right. You're just trying to get him down. And that play, DeSoto was not trying to horse collar. He was just trying to get him down by getting a grasp on his jersey. Oh, nice shooter. So that he tried to get a grasp on his jersey, and he inadvertently. Now what became the true penalty of horse collar, when a person would grab inside the shoulder pads and ride someone down, and they're risking serious injury. And that's why that horse collar even came into vogue, because people started using shoulder pads as almost as an additional tackling mechanism.
Well, that last pass is going to be incomplete. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Ball placed at the 38-yard line. Warriors moving left to right. Two-back setup for the Warriors, as Kirk's going to hand this one off to Sheskovitz, and he's going to be brought down at the gain of about 6 yards on the play. Check that. That was Vic on that last rushing attempt for the Warriors.
Brought down by the freshman, Trevor Manning.
Trevor Manning. So that's
Manning brothers. They have a senior linebacker Manning and a freshman linebacker Manning.
The Manning brothers.
Manning brothers, like the Youngblood brothers back in the day.
Well, that last rushing attempt is going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Warriors. Moving left to right. Trips to the left side. Big offset to Kirk's left. As we have a stoppage in the play. I saw some yellow laundry, Mr. Cobb. And I did, and that's going to be false start against the Warriors. We're going to back them up 5 yards, and the Eagles definitely going to catch a break with that last penalty.
Yes, sir, because they had half the distance to get there. Now they have 3rd and 9. It's going to be a bigger hill for them to get 9 yards. It might be punting.
Well, we're going to hope they're punting, Mr. Cobb. As we have 3rd and 9, ball placed at the 38-yard line, and they're going to hand this off to Vic to the right side, and he's going to be brought down, but only after the gain of 5 yards by the freshman, Trevor Manning.
Trevor Manning, again. So the Manning brothers, I know big brother Cliff is happy little brother Trevor making plays, and what a job.
So with 4:44 remaining here in the second quarter, as the Warriors find themselves down 14-6, they're going to go for it here on 4th and 5.
And the only reason I'm sure they're going for it, field position, they feel confident their defense can stop, as they just did stop the Rosehill Angry Birds. They're going to try their hand.
Trips to the left for the Warriors. As Vic dropped back to pass, and he's going to air this one long down the field, and it's going to be out of bounds, incomplete.
Wow. And that was, as he got that off, Hans Barrios Ramirez hit him and took him down. The play was overthrown. And there you go again, sir. Another overthrown pass.
Yes, sir. And I'm not sure if he kind of hesitated to release that ball. I'm not sure if it was a pump fake or if he was going to throw it right then and there, but the wide receiver wasn't in the spot that Kirk would have liked him to be in.
You're correct, and that turnover on downs as a result.
But nonetheless, turnover on downs, as Mr. Cobb has just stated, as the Eagles will be moving right to left Ball placed at the 35-yard line, and there was a fumble on the play, but it was recovered by the Eagles.
Yeah, that was a high handoff. Instead of putting it in the basket, it was put up by the jersey number at the top, and Vontae Green was able to just jump on that ball, maybe lost a yard, but saved the possession.
Now, I've never been quarterback, but as a quarterback, that's exactly what they teach you, Mr. Cobb. You have to put it in the breadbasket of your running back. If it's not there, do what you did the last drive. Just tuck it and run and get what you can get. You gained 9 yards on that play when you did it the first time.
Yes, sir.
Do what's been working.
Yes, sir. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It was a broken deal where by the handoff, what it was high, like you said, tuck it and run.
So now 2nd and 11 for the Eagles. I formation setup. They're going to hand this one off to Carroll, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. I believe he did just enough to get back to the line of scrimmage. We're going to see where they're going to mark this ball. And he did just that. So it's going to be 3rd and 11 for the Eagles.
Well, I tell you what, the defensive line of the Warriors came out with some firepower. I saw a big push on their left, the Rosehill right, and that's happened. Derrick Carroll was running, no game.
So with 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter, it has definitely got physical in this ball game from Pasadena, Texas. It's so interesting to say that, Mr. Scott.
Yes,
from
sir.
Pasadena, Texas. I've never been on this side of town in my life.
Technically, Deer Park. We're actually at Deer Park because we crossed over. We're Deer Park Northfield.
So now it's Deer Park now.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness! You know, the city of Houston itself just amazes me.
The longer you stay here, the more you'll get.
I'm never sure where I'm at.
I tell you what, we are not going to take that bridge, that high ship channel over the Beltway 8 on our way back. For sure, sir.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's so many smaller areas within the larger city of Houston. It's a shame when I got to carry my compass around with me 24/7 just so I know exactly where I'm located.
Sir, are you trying to show off your Boy Scout skills?
Well, there was a small break in the action with 2:51 remaining. The Eagles are trailing 14-6 here late in the second quarter. If you are tuning in, you are now listening to Eagles football.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're up 14-6, and they have the ball, and they're
at the 33-yard line.
Yes, sir.
And the Eagles will be moving right to left. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. 2-back setup. And Castillo sends Ramirez in motions. We have a stoppage in the play. I believe that may be false start against the Eagles.
Now, was a design play by which Hans Barrios goes off from his running back position to his left, but maybe someone else on the line moved. I'm not sure. But him going in motion was not an issue, but somehow I'm not sure what happened, sir.
So the Eagles are going the wrong way on this particular offensive drive. One fumble on 1st and 10 that caused it to be 2nd and 11, and now a false start penalty to back them up 5 more yards here on 3rd down.
Yes, sir.
So obvious passing situation, as I would like to say it, Mr. Cobb, it is now 3rd down and forever.
I was going to tell you for that, yes, sir.
And they're not even going to attempt to pass because Castillo is going to try to run this up the middle as he stopped at the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 4th down and 15 as the punting units trot out onto the field.
Well, that was, I guess they tried to catch him slipping by showing pass and then doing the quarterback draw.
Yes, sir.
To no avail.
Well, yes, sir. And they went trips to the left on that last play,
yes,
hoping
sir.
that you just alluded to, hoping to kind of spread the defense out,
yes, sir.
Maybe find some open room up the middle and just try to allow Castillo to pick up what he can get. But nonetheless, he was stopped at the line of scrimmage as the punting units are out onto the field.
And you talk about sniffing the play out. I think that play was sniffed out. So.
As the punt is up, Shaskovic is back to receive this one, and he's gonna finish at the 40, and he was met at the 40, but he's gonna break that tackle, but he is still brought down as he went nowhere on that punt return.
And great coverage by the Rosehill Eagles, specifically Brandon DeSoto, number 13. What a play! I mean, the receiver tried to fake, and Brandon made a play. He made a great play. I mean, awesome. And so that prevented a running back from getting around the right side. So great play.
And if you're just now tuning in, some other action going on throughout the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Tomball is leading Waller by the score of 21-0. 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter as Kirk is going to connect with his man on the right side, and he's going to be brought down at the gain of about 3 yards on the play. Number 15, Dominic Kujian on the reception for the Warriors.
Yes, sir, and that seemed to be a little screen to the actually hitch route.
Right.
We're able to get him about 3 yards for the Warriors on that first down.
Ball placed at the 42-yard line. Warriors moving left to right. 1:20 remaining here late in the second quarter. 14-6 our score in favor of the Eagles. Kirk, drop back to pass, rolls to his right, and he's going to throw this one, and that pass is complete to Shaskovich, and it's going to be enough for Warriors first down.
It seemed to be about a 5 to 6 inch differential between Shaskovich and DeSoto. So I think he just put it high and let the receiver go get it.
Well, you know, that was excellent focus by Shaskovich to come down with that ball and able to keep 2 feet in bounds.
Yes, sir, he sure did.
Complete that pass. That's going to be enough for Warriors first down, moving left to right. Ball at midfield, and they're going to hand this one off to Vic up the middle. He's going to gain 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, Vic's falling his blocker, and he is taken down by the Manning brothers. Both number 8 and 53 were able to get in there and make the play.
The Manning brothers coming alive here in the second quarter, Mr. Cobb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're making it happen. So let's keep that going. You hear those names often.
So after a 5-yard run by Vic, that's going to bring up 2nd and 5. Ball at the 45-yard line. Play action fake. And Kirk is going to air this one long down the field, and he has a man. That pass is waiting for the signal. I know what the Rosehill fans are trying to say. As we have a flag on the play, we're waiting to see if that pass was complete or not. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter because we have a holding call against the Warriors.
We do have a holding call, but I want to bring something out. That line judge actually spotted that. I thought the receiver was clearly out. One of the Rosehill defenders even showed you with his hands, of course, but he would say this, but he was, even from this angle, it appeared the receiver was out by a step. Rosehill defender said as much, but again, there was a penalty back at the point of at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir.
So the holding penalty brings it back, but
yes, sir.
The line judge would call that reception.
And I believe that was number 13, Brandon DeSoto, on the coverage for the Eagles. And as you mentioned, he did just enough to try to make sure that he couldn't intercept it, but he made sure that the wide receiver was out of bounds for that catch, as that pass is incomplete. Number 12, Dylan Hurd, the intended receiver on the play, is going to bring up 3rd down and forever.
There you go, 3rd and forever. Yes, sir. And that's going to give Rosehill a vote of confidence, I'm sure. But again, still got to make the plays. You don't play the game on paper, you play the game in real life, and Rosehill has to definitely do their job of stopping them at this 3rd and forever play.
Andre Davis alongside Mr. Kendall Cobb. You are tuned into Eagles football on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. 3rd and 15, ball at midfield as Kirk is being pressured, and he's going to complete this pass, but it's not going to be enough for the first down. Number 25, Carter Ghostin, the receiver on the play.
And Mr. Davis, who do you think made that tackle?
the man we've been calling this entire time.
The man, Trevor Manning, one of the Manning brothers.
Manning. As we have a flag on the play, it's going to be offsides against the Eagles. With 10 seconds remaining here late in the second quarter.
It looks as though the Warriors are definitely trying to get a ball off. Undoubtedly a pass situation. They have about 60 yards to go or 55 yards to go.
Well, there's no reason to panic. There's still going to be 4th down. That doesn't give them a fresh set of downs. That just moves the ball up 5 yards. So what would have been 4th and about 14 is still going to be 4th and 9.
Yes, sir. 4th and 9 and 10 seconds left.
Absolutely. So with 10 seconds left, it's a wonder if they're going to air this one long in the end zone and try to go with the Hail Mary like when you play Madden and you just try to go for it all. As for some reason the play clock is continuing to roll.
Not sure what's going on.
As the Warriors call a timeout with 1 second remaining.
I guess they want to go with a Hail Mary, sir. It looks as though it's 4th down. They didn't want to leave any seconds on the clock. The coach intentionally let the clock run down with telling what the ref wanted to do.
Well, while we have a breaking action, again, some other action going on throughout the Open Mic Broadcast Network, Belleville is leading Royal East Chambers by a score of 14-0. As we're still waiting to get a word between Tomball and Waller. And again, that game is being broadcast by Philip Prince, the son of Michael Prince, who is the creator of the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Yes, sir. Dr. Prince created in 2002. Has received some awards for his work, and we are just happy and proud to be a part of this as we bring faith and sports together for the communities in and around the Houston area.
And check that. Brenham is leading Tomball Memorial by a score of 14-0. And again, I want to remind all of our listeners that following the Panthers and Braves game on tomorrow, we will be having the 1876 post-game after party featuring yours truly, Dr. Mike Prince, and along with myself. And you can call into the show and voice your concerns and opinions about that ball game as the crowd has come alive here from, it's not Pasadena, Texas.
Deer Park, sir.
Deer Park. And and majority of the crowd is Rose Hill that has come alive as they called another timeout. This time the timeout is going to be charged against the Eagles. As we have a quick break in the action, we're going to thank our sponsors and supporters for today's broadcast.
Yes, sir. We will gladly do that, and we thank you all for your listenership. We want to definitely identify and recognize Auto Check and Auto Repair. Auto Check and Auto Repair is located at 1539 Cypress Springs Drive in Spring, Texas. You can call Steve at 281-440-1188, 281-440-1188. Steve will even pick up your vehicle and leave you with a 2016 Toyota while he diagnoses your problem. Also, I want to recognize Temple of Refuge Ministries. Temple of Refuge Ministries has services at 9 a.m. in beautiful Prairie View, Texas. You can visit them at 45372 Old Highway 290. Again, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Sunday service, 9 a.m. in beautiful Prairie View, Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Cobb. And we want to let our listeners know that if you, too, would like to become a listening partner, you can visit our website at www.obn-radio.com. We are the voice of student athletics. So with 1 second left on the clock, the Eagles are in their prevent defense as Kirk is going to try to air this one long to the end zone, see what he can get. And the pass is nearly intercepted by number 6, Ben Mickelson, a freshman, as I'm looking on my roster.
Yes, sir.
The Eagles.
I saw this as well. He timed it. He watched the ball in the air. I saw that 6 jersey flash across the front as the ball is coming down. He catches it at his high point. Almost, if it not for a run to his own teammate, he would have called it for an interception, sir.
Yes, sir.
He's not playing like a freshman.
He's not playing like a freshman, Mr. Cobb. Absolutely, absolutely. And with that, our first half has come to an end. 14-6 is our score in favor of the Eagles. I still want to say Pasadena.
Well, you know what?
I still want to say Pasadena, Texas.
Remind
me one more time. Where are we, Mr. Cobb?
We're in Deer Park.
I want to say Pasadena.
We're just north. Deer Park is just north of Pasadena. We're all in oil refinery territory, and we are close enough. But again, we were able to find our way here because it was a task getting here. But thank God we're here now. We're able to cheer on our Angry Birds, and we want to definitely, if you can recap the first half, if you like, sir.
Well, you are tuned in to Eagles football right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis, Mr. Kendall Cobb. Eagles on top of this one by the score of 14-6 from Deer Park, Texas, not Pasadena, but Deer Park, Texas. And we're going to quickly recap the first half in this ball game. Specifically in that first quarter, it was all Rose Hill as they capped off a 60-yard drive with a 1-yard touchdown off a quarterback sneak by Cameron Castillo with 3:53 remaining in the first quarter. Then on their next drive, they drove it 30 yards and capped it off with a 15-yard touchdown by the running back, Hines Ramirez, with 2:14 remaining in the second quarter. And then the Warriors were able to finally get on the scoreboard at the beginning of the second quarter. Their only score in this ball game, that was off of a 5-yard touchdown by the running back, and I believe that was number 14, Aaron Vick, the senior, and that was with 11:28 remaining in the second quarter. And since then, we have been scoreless here in the first half, but nonetheless, the Eagles are leading so far by the score of 14-6. Mr. Cobb, your take in that first half.
Well, sir, I got to tell you, Ms. Davis, it's quite simply, this has been an interesting ebb and flow as we watch each team kind of hit a streak, get a little confidence, move the ball, score a touchdown, get defensive stop. I mean, it's gone back and forth. The teams seem pretty evenly matched. I mean, someone will go on a run for a moment, get stopped. We haven't had a turnover yet, have we?
No, sir.
But just about had one just a moment ago.
Yeah, that fumble would have been a turnover if the Warriors were able to get on it.
Yes, sir.
But no turnover so far.
You're exactly right. But, again, this seems to be a very good, competitive, cleanly played game. And both teams are trying hard. They're throwing all the personnel at one another, trying to look for a weakness and capitalize it.
You know, this kind of reminds me of that Blinn Buccaneer game against Trinity Valley, you know, that we called about 3 weeks ago. The Blinn Buccaneers were leading in that first half. I believe it was by just 8 points,
yes, sir.
But it still felt like nobody's ball game. Honestly, this is exactly what this game feels like. Even though the Eagles were able to get on the scoreboard early in that first quarter by the score of 14-0, and the Warriors were not able to score at all until the beginning of the second quarter, but for some reason, it still feels like it is nobody's ball game.
You're exactly right, sir. Now, quite simply, I mean, a great segue on the blend, but quite simply, we have lo and behold, we want to definitely recognize our blend coverage, but also tonight here at Rose Hill. And speaking of our Rose Hill game, we have the mom, who out here is a tremendous fan of our show on Open Broadcast Network, Miss Kim Whitehead. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. And your son is getting off tonight. I mean, he is knocking down plays. He's having
a good game.
Has he been watching some J.J. Watt film?
No, but he needs to.
Well, ma'am, you are a tremendous fan, and you're again, we appreciate you listening to the show. And here you are live. You want to give us a recap of what you see for the season or what you see for today's game? I mean, you are a football fanatic. You know football. Hey, Cam Newton, she knows football.
Is Cam Newton listening? Because I'm from Blinn. So.
You know what? She went to Blinn. We covered Blinn. Cam Newton went to Blinn. Do you know football routes, ma'am? Because Cam doesn't think women know football routes. No, but would you give us a recap of what you think, ma'am, thus far tonight, or what you see about the season, or just the Rose Hill Eagles in general?
I think the Eagles possibly have a chance at going to playoffs. I think they're playing like a team.
Yes, sir.
And the offensive line is doing their job as a team, and they're making holes. And quarterback has all day to throw if he wants.
Well, ma'am.
Go ahead.
I gotta jump in on that because you're exactly right. I talked to Coach Lane some weeks back, and he talked about the big team, little I, and how the team has bought into that. And even Vontae Green, who scored last week's game-winning overtime touchdown, he even mentioned that big team, little I, and how the team is playing as a team.
Yeah.
All the members have bought into it. So, outstanding job.
Yeah, we've been here 4 years, and this is the first time I've seen them really come together as a team and do their job as a team. I'm thoroughly impressed.
Well, ma'am, since you know football and you're impressed, that says something. So, Coach Lane, if you're listening, you get the Whitehead thumb seal of approval.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add, ma'am?
No, go 78.
Go 78, yes, ma'am. We'll get him next time.
Oh, yeah, I do. You guys are doing a great job. That's why I listen to y'all every week. I put my headphones on and I watch the game and listen to y'all.
How about
y'all doing
that?
A great job.
We're going to give you some more shout-outs, man, on that note. Thank you. Hey, that was the voice of Mrs. Kip Whitehead, who's the mom of Stephen Whitehead, senior defensive end, who's doing a great job.
I think the father may go hungry for the rest of this game.
Mr. Whitehead did not get his food because mom was doing an interview. How about that?
Oh, man, absolutely. And definitely her son is definitely playing amazing in this ball game. And as you mentioned, she definitely knows football. So I hope Cam Newton was definitely listening to this interview. That was a great point out, Mr. Cobb. Well, the Eagles on top of this so far by the score of 14-6. And as I mentioned before I got off, Mr. Cobb, it still definitely feels like that it is anybody's ball game because the Eagles were not able to score in that second quarter. Even though the Warriors only scored one time, they definitely had some momentum going for them when that second quarter ended.
I agree. And because it's so back and forth and topsy-turvy game, I'm going to call my shot now. Sir, I'm going to say, Mr. Davis, that before this game is out, this might be decided by the fact that the Warriors were not able to capitalize on their PATs, and the Eagles were. So if this comes down to a matter of losing by a point after touchdown,
they're going to go back to that game film and say, we did not get that extra point.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I've got one question, Mr. Cobb.
Yes, sir.
Are we going into overtime again?
You know what,
we went into overtime for 2 weeks in a row. I want to know, are we going into overtime yet again? We have seen that the Eagles can pull it off in overtime. They've done it for 2 weeks in a row.
Yes,
are we going to overtime again?
Sir,
I'm looking forward to it if we are.
It's possible and probable, as, again, this game is closely contested. And I will share this with you. And I don't want to jinx anything, but Coach Lane said in all his time as coach, each time he's gone in overtime, he's come out the victor.
Well, we're going to take that. We're going to take that one, Mr. Cobb. And before we're going to cap it off for our halftime show, just some quick updates on what's going on throughout the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Bland Buccaneers are on the road at New Mexico Military, and they are ranked number 5 in the nation. Now, I told you, Mr. Cobb, now last week I believe they were ranked at number 8 after they fell short against Tyler Junior College, but Tyler Junior College lost to Navarro. Surprisingly, they gave up a 24-point deficit. Tyler was up 24 points against Navarro. They let them come back. They lost to Navarro, a team who's not even ranked in the top 25. They let them come back, and because of it, Tyler fell short from number 4, and they're now down to, I believe, number 9. And Bland Buccaneers are now ranked number 5 in the country.
That is awesome, and that just goes to show you, sir, that you can never, ever underestimate. What you see on paper does not always play out on the field.
You still have to play the game.
You still have to play the game. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Best. And Belleville is leading Royal by a score of 21-0. That game is at halftime. And the Lady Panthers are over Mississippi Valley at halftime by the score of 2-0. A little soccer action going on at Prairie View.
There we go.
I believe my man, Mr. Alex Goodwin, is the PA for that game.
Awesome.
Guy who's
Shout out to Alex.
Yes, sir. A guy who's a broadcaster for the Open Mic Broadcast Network as well for the Hempstead Bobcats in particularly. And the last update I got was Magnolia is leaving Huntsville by the score of 14-12. And again, if you would like to become a listening partner, you can visit our website at www.obn-radio.com. Again, that's www.obn-radio.com. And I just got word they can do a playoff spot. For a playoff spot, they can do a package in support of the Eagles on their run to the championship.
Call it.
So we're not talking playoffs here. We're talking championship.
Going to the ship, sir.
Just going to the ship. It's one thing to say playoffs, but it's another thing to say championship. So on the road to the championship, and definitely you can catch all of that action right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We are at halftime from Deer Park. I'm going to get it right for the end of this game, I promise, Mr. Cobb. I believe Whitehead father said, no, I'm not. I'm not going to get it. Well, I'm going to try to get it right here. But from Deer Park, Texas, the Rose Hill Eagles on top of this one, 14-6.
14-6, and we're going to take a break for a moment?
Yes, sir. We're going to take a brief break for a moment as we have about 15 minutes remaining until the start of our third quarter. If you're just now tuning in, Eagles on top of this one by the score of 14-6 right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
All right.
And welcome back to Eagles football on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Andre Davis, Mr. Kendall Cobb, as we're about 2 minutes away from the start of our third quarter. Eagles on top of this one by the score of 14-6. And we're just going to quickly recap the first half for you. A 60-yard drive capped off by a 1-yard touchdown. A quarterback sneak by Cameron Castillo with 3:53 remaining in the first quarter. And then another 30-yard drive capped off by a 15-yard touchdown by running back Hines Ramirez with 2:14 remaining in the first quarter. And that's going to be the last touchdown that the Eagles have scored so far in this game. And then at the start of the second quarter, a 5-yard touchdown run by the running back Aaron Vick of the Warriors. And that is all your scoring so far in this ball game.
Yes, sir, and it's been back and forth. I mean, again, some momentum changes, some defensive stops, the offense of each team stringing some plays together, driving the length of the field, as you mentioned, to start the game for the Eagles. And then the second half, it seems as though, although the Warriors only got one touchdown, they did move the ball pretty efficiently, effectively. So it's going to be interesting how this game is going to turn out. And as we called earlier before going into the halftime, this could end up in a tie, another overtime game, or just It could come down
I'm looking forward to it.
There you go.
I'm actually looking forward to it because I've seen what the Rose Hill Eagles have done in overtime play, so I'm definitely looking forward to it, Mr. Cobb. As we have some other action going on around the Upper Mike Broadcast Network, Tomball is leading Waller 28-7 with 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Again, that game is broadcast by Philip Prince himself, the son, the baby boy
of Dr.
He's
Mike.
he's not the youngest, but the baby boy. Mike has 2 kids. He's the baby boy of Dr. Mike Prince, and he is broadcasting that game for the Mike Broadcast Network. So we definitely thank Philip Prince for his services. Young too, 18 years old.
Really?
I'm not sure if he's 19 yet.
Wow.
18 years old and doing this. I don't know. I thought I was young doing this. He's 18 years old doing this, and it's just excellent.
He's
excellent.
coming from the source. He's that apple that's right next to the tree, and that tree being Dr. Prince, and I'm sure he's handling it masterfully.
Yes, sir. As teams have come out onto the field, as Rose Hill Eagles won the toss at the beginning of the game, but they elected to defer to the second half. We're starting to see that a lot from teams lately. They have zero problems with starting their defense first on the field. So the Rose Hill Eagles will be receiving the ball here in the second half. Back to receive this kick will be Matthew Carroll, as this one is fielded by, I believe that was Ben Nicholson, and he's going to take this one past the 20-yard line. It's going to be stopped at about the 23-yard line.
Yes, sir. Nice return. Confident young man. He almost called an interception before the last play of right before halftime. And he ends the play for halftime, and is the first one touch the ball coming to the second half of the game.
Absolutely.
How about that?
Absolutely. So the Eagles going to have first possession here in our opening third quarter. Ball at the 23-yard line, moving right to left. 2 receivers to the right. Green offset to Castillo's right. As Castillo takes a snap, hands a snap to the big man. He has some blocking, runs around to the left side, and he's going to rumble and stumble for a 9-yard pickup. We're going to wait and see where they're going to mark this one. And they're going to say it's going to be enough for Eagles first down.
Nice run and a confident run. He did have some lead blockers to take him around the left side. And that young man put the ball on the outside hand and just hit and went.
He turned on the jets a little bit on that play. We normally don't have an opportunity to see that from Vontae Green because most of his runs are up the middle, and we don't really get an opportunity to see just how fast this kid can run.
Yes,
but we saw it on that last play.
Yes, sir. Coach Lane's reaching deep into his playbook and coming out with some different plays.
So that run was enough to give the Eagles a first down. Ball placed at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. I formation set up for the Eagles. Castillo under center. He's going to hand this one off to Ramirez, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage for a gain of no yards. As we had a little physical there towards the end of that play.
I was looking down. I saw number 53, Cliff Manning, get up, and I heard the crowd.
Yeah, he kind of got pushed after the whistle, by the Warriors. I can definitely see just from that last play that here in the second half, this is going to turn into a very physical ball game.
You're a little chippy out there, huh?
Second down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball at the 33-yard line. As we have a stoppage in the play, and I believe it was a timeout charged against Rose Hill. So with 10:26 remaining here in the third quarter, 14-6 our score. If you're just now tuning in, you are tuning in to Eagles football. Andre Davis alongside Mr. Kendall Cobb. And we're going to take this moment to thank our sponsors and supporters for today's broadcast.
Yes, we will definitely recognize our sponsors. And we want to start, of course, with Mobius Cafe and Pizzeria. They are located in Brenham, and they are been voted the number one breakfast place in Brenham for a couple years running. Their number is 979-251-9951, 979-251-9955. And I've just been informed that the Astros are winning 2-0 against the Yankees here in Houston. So Go Astros.
Well, I'm a Rangers fan, so I don't know. I really can't speak on that. I'm a Rangers fan.
Well, sir,
so
you're in Houston.
I'm from Dallas, but I'm from Dallas. I'm from Dallas.
Brayden Cubs' parents are about to jump on you right now.
I know. And teams come out in the field, and they're going to hand this off to Matthew Carroll to the right side, and he's going to pick up 15 yards on the play and give the Eagles a fresh set of downs. Hey, Mr. Kyle, I almost got exiled here just a minute ago. I don't know why I said that.
Mr. White just came with the line of the day. The Warriors are wearing blue on blue. They're the Rangers blue.
In my defense, Mr. Cobb, I am from Dallas. Arlington is near the Dallas area.
You reside,
in my
defense, you go to school at Prairie View outside of Houston. You are outside of Houston now in Deer Park. Go Astros.
Well, the Yankees going to win anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, first and 10 for the Eagles. Ball plays at the 48-yard line. I formation setup, and they're going to hand this off to Ramirez up the middle. He's going to keep his feet moving for a pickup of 5 yards on the play.
Well, that looks like, again, it looks like they just went across the 50-yard line, sir. They are in Warrior territory now. It is second down and 5.
Again, not really establishing the pass at all in this ball game. They've been running it. They ran it pretty much the entire first half. They're running it so far here in the second half. Again, on this particular offensive drive, they have not thrown the ball not one single time.
I agree, and I don't know why, but again, because Castillo can throw the ball. I guess they had so much success running. Oh, nice.
And they're going to hand this. And another big run by Matthew
block
Carroll.
Number 56, Blake Clayton. Jimmy Clayton, Dad, if you were listening, that was a nice off-tackle run. Lead block number 56, the senior, great Blake Clayton, went around the left side. Matthew Carroll, the senior, follows him, and the crowd mentions it, and I got to mention it. So all the EQT employees out there in Pennsylvania, Jimmy Clayton's son is representing down here, sir.
That's what's up. Now, Mr. Cobb, you mentioned you're not sure why they did not establish the pass. That particular run right there by Matthew Carroll just explained why they haven't thrown the ball in this ball game. Because when you can run the ball with Matthew Carroll and Vontae Green and Hans Ramirez, there's no need to throw the ball. And specifically, here's Hans Ramirez for another 10-yard run for the Eagles.
And that was a lead block, Braden Lambert. And the left side of that line, Whitenapp and Manning, they're getting it done, sir. They're getting it done because they keep hitting that side. And they're getting positive yards each time.
And I have zero problems with that. I'm a smash-mouth football type of a player. I have zero problems with that, as that last run is going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Ball placed at the 28-yard line. Eagles moving right to left. I formation setup.
Cash Kelso is the left receiver.
As Castillo hands it off to Ramirez, and he's met at the line of scrimmage by number 54, Chris Gonzalez for the Warriors. And he popped up with some authority after that hit for the Warriors. But due to ball placement, that was enough for Eagles' first down. So that's all that matters.
Yes, sir. That's all that matters. It looks like they are definitely getting deeper into Warrior territory. They have the ball at the 26-yard line going in. And that's a plus for the Eagles.
And you have 3 running backs that can get the job done. You have Matthew Carroll, you have Hans Ramirez, and you have Vontae Green. There's no need to throw the ball unless you just have to. As Castillo sends a man in motion, I formation setup, first down and 10. Castillo hands us off to the big man. Vontae Green up the middle, and he has nothing but daylight as he rumbles and stumbles for a 30-yard touchdown, Rosehill Eagles.
He runs up the middle. He has one defender at the goal line and totally trucks that last defender. Into the ground and scores that touchdown.
It is amazing what this big man, Vontae Green, can do when he
Flag on the play.
Oh, my goodness.
Flag on the play. Oh, my goodness.
For the second time, a big run will be coming back in this ball game.
Wow.
By the Rosehill Eagles.
Not sure what the call is at this point.
Most likely a flag after that is probably holding, Mr. Cobb. That's typically the penalty that comes after a big run like that, after the run to be, in fact.
It was a chop block.
And it was a chop block.
Not good. Dangerous on safety and not good for your team.
So It is now 1st and 22. Ball at the, we'll call this 33-yard line. And he's going to hand this one off to Carroll on the right side. He did pass the first wave of defenders, and he gained about 6 yards on the play.
Well, sir, you mentioned the three running backs, the three-headed monster?
Absolutely.
Well, sir, I am a tremendous fan of the Toho films of Japan. So Ghidra, the three-headed monster, I'm going to start calling them Ghidra. Because Ghidra had 3 heads. They each shot lightning bolts out of their mouths, and these guys right here, these Eagles right here, are shooting lightning on this field, making it happen.
That's an excellent call, Mr. Cobb. As the Eagles come out in the I formation setup, 2nd down and about 15 to go. And they're going to hand this one out to Ramirez, and he's going to run to the left side, and he's going to make a couple defenders miss, and he's going to pick up positive yards, a play that looked like it would have been stopped in the backfield, but he ends up picking up 3 yards on the play.
And why was it not stopped in the backfield, sir? Because he did what?
He kept his legs
moving.
There
you go, sir. Kept his legs moving. Good call.
As a running back, that's what you have to do. Don't be afraid to just keep those legs moving.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your goal is to get positive yards, and any way you can get it, make it happen.
Well, I'm convinced, Mr. Cobb, that the Eagles are set out to just run it down the Warriors' throat. I can't remember the last time they attempted to pass. I think it was in the first quarter.
It was in the first quarter.
And I think that pass was to Cash Kelso. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's an obvious pass situation, so they're going to throw this one, and the pass is complete to Hines Ramirez, but he is met right after he catches the ball for a pickup of no yards on the play, and it's going to bring up 4th down and about 14 for the Eagles.
Castillo did have a streaking Cash Kelso and Braden Lambert on down the left side. Right before he threw, there was a defender in his face. He had to sidestep that defender and get the ball off to Hans Ramirez. Nonetheless, 4th down. Not forever, but
it's forever.
How about,
it's forever when you haven't been established in the past the entire ball game.
Good point.
And with 5:12 remaining here in the third quarter, again, we are scoreless so far in the third quarter, but the Eagles are still on top of this one, 14-6, and they're going to go for it here on 4th down as they are on enemy territory.
The pass.
As Castillo is going to roll to his right, he has all day to throw. He's going to air this one in the back of the end zone. That pass is incomplete. Turnover on downs.
And that pass was exactly where it should have been. Braden Lambert, the receiver, faced the quarterback.
He stopped running.
Right. So continue to run. That pass in the back 5th of the end zone, and had he kept running, it would have been over his shoulder for a touchdown.
You know, we spoke about this before, Mr. Cobb. I just kind of want to touch on it briefly as teams, as the Warriors offense come out onto the field. You know, this idea of the quarterback overthrowing the wide receiver. You know, it's something that we talk about on certain levels of the game. You expect your quarterback to be a little bit more precise and accurate, but is it really possible to just really, you know, to overthrow your wide receiver?
Well, in that case, that was a pass where it should have been. She has to run up under it.
Yes, sir.
And the timing thing, they work all summer on timing and making sure you're where you need to be and the ball's coming down at where it needs to be, and that was just simply well,
and I believe the wide receiver definitely kind of underestimated the ball on that particular play. I believe he underestimated how far the ball could go.
Correct.
You know, so he kind of turned around a little bit early.
Yes.
And as you just mentioned, Castillo put it right in the area where he should have been. As we have a timeout on the field, and I believe that timeout was charged against the Warriors. Scoreless so far here in the third quarter, but the Eagles still on top of this one by a score of 14-6 with 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Yes, sir. Mr. Davis, I have a question for you. What do you think they're doing on the campus of Kansas State right now? I'm sure the architectural engineers are studying right now, as Eric Clay should be. No, Eric, I'm sure you listen to little brother Zach. His team played this very exciting game. We thank you for your listenership, and we definitely want you to study hard and make it happen for the Clay family.
And just a quick update. Number 2, Clemson and Syracuse are tied at 24 in the third quarter. Little college football update for all of our listeners on the Obn-radio Broadcast Network, but you are tuned into Eagles football as the Warriors have it 1st down and 10, as they're going to hand this off to Vic up the middle, and he's going to break a few tackles, a little stiff arm, and he's going to rumble for a 16-yard run and enough for Warriors 1st down.
Yes, sir. That was he gave a stiff arm to Brandon Soto at the end, and crowd wanted to call on that, but good hard running. Good hard running.
Yes, sir. 4:58 remaining in the second quarter. Excuse me, check that, third quarter. 14-6 is our score in favor of the Eagles. First down and 10. Ball placed at the 47-yard line. As Kirk has all day to throw, and he's just going to air this one long, and the pass is intercepted. Here it is. Oh, nearly intercepted, but he was not.
Nice play. Brandon Soto went up with the receiver, comes down with it. The line just moves him just out of bounds.
My goodness, and that, I blame that all on the quarterback of the Warriors. He just threw that one up for grabs. I mean, he had, at one point, he had all day to throw, but he threw that one up for grabs. The receiver was already stopping his route. The defenders had an opportunity to get to the ball. He just threw that one up for grabs.
He's very lucky it wasn't brought down. Had he been one more foot in, that would have been an interception for sure inbound. If he had some more field to work with. There you go. Yes, sir. Pass situation again.
And this time the pass is intercepted. We knew it was going to come eventually. The freshman, number 6, Ben Nicholson.
Wow. This young man has come to play, and Coach Lane has these guys fired up. The defense is looking great, and not just Coach Lane, but the entire coaching staff at Rosehill. Outstanding job, momentum changer.
So a little back and forth, definitely a momentum changer, Mr. Cobb. A little back and forth going on here in the third quarter. Again, we are scoreless so far. Neither team has been able to score, but the momentum has definitely swung in favor of the Eagles.
Is that our first turnover for the game, sir?
I believe it is. I believe it is. First down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball placed at the 43-yard line. Eagles moving right to left. As Castillo hands this one off up the middle. He's going to be brought down at the gain of about 5 yards on the play. That was number 5, Hines Ramirez, on the rush for the Angry Birds.
Yes, sir. Looks like a good.
The Angry Birds.
Eagles are moving the ball, and they are just at the 50-yard line right now. So.
And again, Mr. Cobb, I'm convinced the Eagles going to have at least 200 yards rushing before this game is over with.
Sir,
I'm convinced they're going to establish the run this entire game. That was their game plan coming into this ball game. Establish the run, utilize Green, Ramirez, and Carroll throughout this ball game.
Sir, we talked about the loss of McCray Kelton for this game, and they're making up for it on the ground. And here's Green.
And yes, sir, Green up the middle. Only a gain of about 2 yards on the play. It's going to bring up third and a manageable 3 for the Eagles.
Yeah, it looks like they should be able to get the first down, and probably another run up the middle with the big guy.
Well, why not? We've been running it this entire game. Why not? Another run up the middle by the big man, Vontae Green. How about it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
3:25 remaining here in the third quarter. 14-6 our score in favor of the Rosehill Eagles.
So remember, sir, Deidre has 2 other heads.
He does.
So
of the 3-headed monsters.
3-headed monster, yes, sir.
And they're going to do just that, hand it off up the middle. But this time he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. And I believe that was the big man, Vontae Green. That's going to bring up 4th down and 2.
Yeah,
punting unit comes out onto the field.
Looks like he's tipping through the line, instead of just hitting the line with conviction. Now, even if you have that short of a distance, you can lunge forward, like thrust your body forward for 2 or 3 yards.
Well, the Eagles came out with a significant, unique attitude today. It doesn't matter if you stop us or not, we're going to run the ball.
Yes, sir. Yes,
regardless
sir.
If we get 5 yards on one play, 1 yard on the next play, we're going to keep running it.
Yes, sir.
As this punt is fielded by Shaskovich, and he's going to down this one at the 11-yard line.
Wow. Eric Johnson, senior. Nice punt. Nice air time. Gets it down to the 11-yard line, and that's going to be in to Rosehill's benefit.
So the Warriors will have a fresh set of downs, moving left to right. 2:36 remaining here late in the third quarter. No score yet so far here in the third quarter, but if you're just now tuning in, Eagles on top of this one, 14-6.
And the Warriors going to have 88 yards of travel before they hit pay dirt. So
as the Rosehill fan base has come alive here from Deer Park, Texas, as they're going to hand this one off to Vic, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of 6 yards on the play.
With a nice jersey grab and swings that defender down. I mean, what a paw, what a grasp, and what a grip.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely gripped him on that play. And as a defender, you know, they teach you, you know, form tackling, get your head across the shoulders. But in the heat of the moment, you bring them down any way you can.
Any way you can, sir. Any way you can.
So 2nd and 4 for the Warriors. And they're going to throw this one to Shaskovich. And he's going to pick up the first down and much more, getting past the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Wow, that was a hard catch and a hard run. He takes down 2 Eagle defenders with that dip in his shoulder. So Shaskovich made a hard run. That's a lot of yak right there.
Definitely a hard run. He realized what the first down market was. He realized he had to pick up at least 4 or 5 yards to get the first down. So he made one defender miss, and he did just that and much more as we have first down and 10, as Kirk is going to air this one to Shaskovich. And that pass is broken up by number 13, Brandon DeSoto.
Nice play, nice hop by DeSoto to time the ball and get up, get his left hand in there, and knock that ball away from the defender. Now, this is the same young man who actually caught an interception, but he was out of bounds. So Brandon DeSoto has a lockdown corner on the left-hand side.
Well, again, quarterback just threw that one up for grabs, and the defender had an opportunity to try to come down with it, as Vic is brought down at the line of scrimmage by. Go ahead and say it, Mr. Kyle. Who is he?
Cliff Manning.
Cliff Manning.
Cliff Manning, sir. One of the Manning brothers. You like form tackles?
I do. That was an excellent form tackle by Cliff Manning. The Manning brothers have come alive on defense for the Eagles. Trevor Manning and Cliff Manning have come alive for the Rosehill Eagles.
Cliff folded that brother like an accordion. He folded him in half.
As we have 3rd and 9 for the Warriors, ball plays for the 36-yard line. Play action fake. Kirk drop back the pass. Gets a man, and that pass is intercepted yet again. And he gets past the 40, past the 50. He's going to be brought down at midfield.
The safety, Eric Johnson, sniffed that out from the onset. Sat in position and got an interception. There's a penalty flag. Some type of personal foul going on.
Yes, sir.
Foul.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding job.
Absolutely, as we have a little physical contact going on at the end of that play. Excellent interception by Eric Johnson for the Eagles. As
there seems to be a personal foul, there was a lot of shenanigans going on under that pile. And
I always mention that. There's a lot of stuff goes on under that pile, Mr. Kyle.
You do mention that on the
You're never going to know what goes on under that pile. A lot of stuff goes on.
Extraordinary. I know you know firsthand where they try and steal the ball from your grasp or all the different things they do.
And I believe that personal foul, the personal foul was on both teams. There was a personal foul against the Eagles as well as a personal foul against the Warriors. So in that event, the penalties were offset, as the Eagles will have possession at the 35-yard line.
And we had some unhappy Eagles fans. I'm not sure if that's picking up on the microphones or not, but we had some Eagles fans who, there's some dirty things going on in that dog pile, and somehow the Eagles have lost yards as a result of that.
And that's the interesting part. You know, a lot of things goes on under that pile. You never really know who starts it. So how do you know who to blame it on?
Yes, sir.
But nonetheless, first down and 10 for the Eagles. Ball plays to the 35-yard line. Eagles moving right to left. As Costello's going to hand this one off to Carroll on the right side. He has a blocker, but that's not going to be enough, as he's going to be brought down. I think he's going to lose a yard on that play.
Wow. So there's a lot of great downfield blocking by Braden Lambert. The split into the left, but nice little fake pass, handoff play, and didn't get him anything.
Yeah, he had some blocking on that play, but obviously it just wasn't enough. And that's the thing when you're running those stretch routes, east and west.
Correct.
You know, instead of going north and south, that's kind of the negative side to those particular calls.
Sometimes you're a scat back who can look for that seam, and Carroll is such a back, but he didn't have anything that time, and again didn't pan out for them.
And he's going to pitch this one off to Cash Kelso. Oh, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to break up the middle, past the 40, past the 30. He has some blocking, and he's going to share what defender, and he's going to be out of bounds past the 20-yard line.
Wow. There's been a Cash Kelso sighting, folks.
And if there was any question as to whether or not Cash Kelso has been asleep in this ball game, there's your answer, ladies and gentlemen.
Where's Waldo? Where's Cash Kelso?
Cash Kelso said, I can do more than just throw the ball. I can run the ball as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's a total athlete, and that was a first down and then some. They are now at the 20-yard line. knocking on the door.
Yes, sir. That's about a 40-yard run.
Cash Kelso plays baseball. He plays football. He quarterbacks. He receives. He does it all.
There's about a 40-yard run by Cash Kelso. Fresh set of downs for the Eagles. They're going to hand this one off to the big man, Vontae Green. Make up defenders miss to pick up 7 yards on the play.
And let me just point something out. That last play where they flipped it to Kelso, now this time they faked the flip to Kelso, give it to Vontae Green. The defense is expecting another play by Kelso. So they're on their heels. Lo and behold, Vontae comes and gets about 5 yards from it.
And that's what happens when you have a whole lot of offensive weapons. You never know who's going to get the ball. It could be Cash Kelso. It could be Vontae Green. It could be Matthew Carroll. It could be Hans Ramirez. If you're game planning for this Rose Hill Eagles offense, you have no idea who's getting the ball. It could be any one of those guys.
If those guys are three-headed monster Ghidra, then Cash Kelso's Godzilla. So, Cash Kelso's Godzilla, gargantuan run, monster run by Kelso, and then the three-headed monster of Ramirez, Green, and Carroll getting the job done, sir.
And that's what happened, and that's why this is such a unique situation for the Rose Hill Eagles, because if you stop one person, okay, if you stop Cash Kelso, okay, we got Vontae Green. You stop Vontae Green, we got Carroll. You stop Carroll, we got Ramirez. And if not, we'll just let Castillo take over.
How about that? And again, still no pass.
And no pass. Why would you?
Pass attempt.
What? And why would you, Mr. Cobb?
No, sir.
You got all these weapons that can run the ball. Why would you throw it? For what?
Right. Exactly. The offensive line is doing their job. There are holes to be run through. And what a game. We are down into the fourth quarter, sir.
Yes, we are down to the fourth quarter. That last big run by Green, 7-yard run by Green to be exact, took us to the end of the third quarter. Scoring so far here in the second half.
Yes, sir.
But the Eagles are on top of this one by a score of 14-6. If you're just tuning in to Eagles football right here on the Upper Mike Broadcast Network.
And the Eagles are knocking on the door, and we're waiting to see.
Knocking on the door. They busting down the door. With this run attack in this ball game, they're busting down the door. Yeah. And they're going to hand this one off to the bus himself, the big man, Vontae Green. You remember the bus.
Get on the bus.
You remember the bus.
Oh,
Jerome Bettis, the veteran running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. There you go, Dr. Mike Prince, who's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is, unfortunately.
Well, might I add, Jerome Bettis is from Detroit, my stomping ground. So he went to Pittsburgh, had a great career, Hall of Fame career, won a couple of Super Bowls.
Absolutely.
And there you go.
And that's going to bring, and that last run by Green is going to bring up third down and short for the Eagles as teams have switched sides. If you're just now tuning in, ball placed at the 12-yard line. Eagles moving left to right. I formation set up for the Eagles. As Castillo is going to hand this one off to the big man Green up the middle. He makes nearly two defenders miss.
Light on his feet, sir.
As
Light
he
on his feet.
nearly had the touchdown, but he would definitely have enough for the first down.
The flag on the play, sir.
Oh. As we have a flag on the play, and we have an injured Eagles down. I believe that's Green himself. I believe that is Vontae Green. He is down.
He is
in the end zone. He took a shot on that when he kept his feet moving. He made one defender miss. That second defender kind of got him at the goal line below the knees.
Well, he hit him low, and I think it might even be an arm injury because he actually caught himself.
He tried to keep himself. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He tried to keep himself up by putting his arm down.
But you're right. It is a leg injury, sir. He's limping up. He is on his feet. The crowd is applauding.
Yeah, and I know about those, and I believe that's something that they probably taught, that the coaching staff probably taught the Warriors that, hey, this is a big man. You got to chop him down. The only way you can bring him down is if you hit him low. That's something that we know, that you know as a defender when you're up against a big running back that's bigger than you. You cannot tackle him up high. You have to hit him down low. That's unfortunate for the running back. I can attest to those type of injuries. Getting hit down low is definitely not something that you want as a running back.
You know can prevent injury to your knees?
Yes.
Your legs.
Absolutely. But it appears that Vontae Green is up walking on his own. He's going to take a quick breather on the sideline. But that penalty is going to bring up third and about 14 for the Eagles. They're going to hand this one off to Matthew Carroll. And he's going to pick up about a yard on the play. So that's going to bring up fourth down.
That's nice crackback block by the freshman, Kyle Flores. I mean, he got in there on his defender and drove him some yards. So, again, great effort. I mean, we're getting it all from freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. So we want to definitely keep this momentum going.
And what would have been first and goal is now 4th and 13. Instead of ball being at the 1 yard line, it's now at about the 22-yard line. So the Eagles are going to go for it here on 4th down. 2 receivers to the right side. Castillo drop back the pass. He's going to throw back to his left, and he has nothing but daylight. Gets past the 5. Touchdown, Eagles.
Wow.
Excellent play call by the Rosehill coaching staff. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. That was a very nice play. Nice screen, set up nicely by Castillo. He dropped his back, looking down, straight down the field, and dumps it off to his left to Colin Fussell.
Yes, sir. Great job, Colin Fussell, on the touchdown for the Eagles as they're going to go up 21-6 here early in the 4th quarter with 10:13 remaining.
With the success of this kick as Fussell is holding.
And the kick is up, and it is good. On the flag on the play, maybe offsides against the defense.
I'll tell you what, sir, these freshmen are playing as that kick was good by Brady Ward. There's a flag. Weren't sure what's going on.
As we are waiting. But nonetheless, from the reaction of our Rosehill fan base, the flag is against the Warriors. A personal foul against the Warriors. And those yards would just be added on the kickoff.
Yes, sir. Mr. Davis, you called it best, 21-6. So Rosehill does extend their lead. And, again, great position to be in, seeing as though we are in the 4th quarter.
21-6 our score in favor of the Eagles. 10:13 remaining here in the 4th quarter. While we have some break in the action, East Chambers is leading Hempstead 16-0. That game is at halftime. Brenham is leading Tomball Memorial by the score of 28-20 late in the 2nd quarter. Magnolia West leading Willis by the score of 21-14. And Huntsville is leading Magnolia by the score of 28-17. That game is at halftime, and you are tuned in to Eagles football only on the Upper Mike Broadcast Network. Eagles are leading the Warriors by the score of 21-6 here in the 4th quarter with 10:13 remaining.
Yes, sir. And what a game it is. And as you mentioned, this is brought to you by the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We want to definitely give a shout-out to the founder and creator of Open Mic, which is Dr. Michael Prince. Dr. Prince created Open Mic in 2002 as a way of bridging communities with the athletes and faith in sports for the northwest area of Houston. And we appreciate all he's done and continues to do.
So after that penalty call, it will be kicking from the Warriors' 45-yard line instead of their 45-yard line, and he kicked that one out of the end zone.
Okay, well, good job.
And while we have a quick break in the action, we're going to ask our listeners to help us with our Tower Power program. Those that can visit the website, make a donation of any amount to help us get a larger tower so we can increase our coverage range on 87.9 FM in Prairie View. And, 87.9 is something that Dr. Mike Prince has been working on for a long period of time now. He's been telling me for a long time that he's going to try to increase the tower, so we can increase the coverage throughout Prairie View, Texas. And if we can get your help, ladies and gentlemen, to increase our tower, we will surely appreciate it. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Moving right to left. As Kirk's hand this one out to Vic to the right side, and he's going to get past the 30, and he's going to be brought down out of bounds after a gain of about 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, he followed his lead blocks and ran smartly. I mean, he wasn't running north-south, but he was dipping and dabbing it out. He was able to get a lot of yards. You get 6 yards per pop, you're doing something.
Every now and again you can kind of get lucky on those plays that are designed for you to go east and west. And on that particular play, he did. And they're going to hand it to him again up the middle. This time he's met at the line of scrimmage for a gain of no yards.
That was big 62, Braden Cubs, who had a bear hug on that young man and took him Stroud.
Oh, he hugged him to him, and he held him tight. He wasn't let go.
No, sir. That was a great play.
So 3rd down and 3 for the Warriors. Ball placed at the 32-yard line. And they're going to hand this one out to Shaskovich, and he's going to break this one all the way down past the 50, brought down at the 42-yard line of the Rose Hill Eagles.
That was a hard run. I mean, he went around the right side, cut it back inside. Wow. Took quite a few Eagles.
Excellent run by Shaskovich of the Warriors. And he's pretty much been doing the dirty work for the Warriors. He hasn't been represented on the scoreboard, but he's been pretty much been doing the dirty work. And they're going to hand this one out to Vic on the right side, looking for some blockers. We have a flag on the play, but he's going to be brought down at the gain of 4 yards. We're going to call it 5 yards on the play.
Yes, sir. And it looks as though that Warrior coaching staff likes those calls to the right side of the line. So we definitely have to show up the defensive effort by the Eagles as the crowd gets into it. Pumped up by Brandon DeSoto.
Absolutely. 9:08 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 21-6 is our score in favor of the Eagles. And I believe, was that a holding call?
I'm not sure.
Nonetheless, backing up the Warriors 10 yards. So now instead of 2nd and 10, it will be 2nd and 20. Ball placed on the 46-yard line. Warriors moving right to left. As Kirk hands out to Vic, and he's brought down after gain of 2 yards.
And again, great play. Look at number 53. He is at the heels of that play was number 53, All-District Cliff Manning, one of the Manning brothers.
And unfortunately, I have to give this update.
Yes, sir.
Astros are leading the Yankees 2-0 at the top of the 6th inning.
2-0 at the top of the 6th inning. Awesome.
I hope they heard it because I'm not repeating. 2nd down and 19 for the Warriors. Warriors moving right to left. As play action fake. As Kirk is going to air this one long. He has a man. That pass is complete for a huge gain. And that was number 4, Bailey Baird. And that huge gain is enough to give the Warriors a fresh set of downs. Ball at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, puts him right at the edge of the red zone. I mean, that was a great play, little play action. He going across the middle. Kelso was on his hip, but the fact that Kirk has been pressured this entire ball game, every time he dropped back to pass, that was a gutsy call by the coaching staff for the Warriors to call a play action fake. Agreed.
And they're going to hand this one off to Vic, and he's going to pick up no yards on the play.
Widenham again, along with Big 75, Seth Mallory. So that was a total defensive line effort.
Was that Widenham, Mr. Cobb?
Stephen Widenham.
I believe that was Widenham.
That was Widenham. We're going to get Mom back on the air so she can give some props to the Angry Birds.
The 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. Warriors moving right to left. Ball placed at the 22-yard line. 2 receivers set up to the right side. Wing back formation.
Look at
that.
As
Kirk dropped back to pass. He has a little bit of time. He's going to air this one to Shaskovich, and that pass is broken up.
What an elevation by, again, number 13, Brandon DeSoto.
Yes, sir.
Elevation. I mean, he's going up at the highest point. Nice job. Great defensive play.
Brandon DeSoto has been playing excellent coverage for the Rose Hill Eagles, specifically in this second half, and he just shows that he can go off of those high point balls,
yes, sir.
And he did exactly that on that particular play for the Rose Hill Eagles to break that pass up. Because of it, we have 3rd down and 10. Play action fake yet again. This time, oh my goodness! And he was freshman. Wow! Number 25, Carlton Golston, the receiver on the play, and as soon as he caught it,
that was the
Lord have mercy.
I'm pumped up. Oh, I'm pumped. That was a nice play.
What I tell you, Mr. Khan, textbook tackle. I love it when I see it. We saw textbook tackle on that play.
Oh, my goodness, number 6.
So we have 4th down and 8. As the Warriors are going to go for it, the ball is placed on the 20-yard line. Warriors moving right to left. 6:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 21-6 is our score in favor of the Eagles. Play action fake. Kirk. Drop back to pass, looks left. He's been pressured. He steps up in the pocket, and he's going to air this one in the back of the end zone. And that pass is incomplete. Right through his hands. Number 12, Dylan Hurd.
And again, I say, folks, I kid you not, Dylan Hurd is quite the athlete. He plays baseball at a high level. He plays football at a high level. somehow he was not able to bring that in. And that was just him and gravity.
Now, he had two wide receivers in the vicinity. He had Dylan Hurd and he had Steven Shaskovich, and there was just miscommunication on that play as Shaskovich or Hurd had no idea who was going to come down with it, and it just went right through the hands.
In retrospect, I'm sure Mr. Shaskovich wish he had tried for it, but nonetheless,
turnover on downs, ball placed at the 20-yard line of the Eagles. Eagles will have the possession, first down and 10. And you're going to hand this one out to Ramirez, and he picks up maybe a yard, if that, on the play.
Now it's time to eat clock on their behalf. So it looks as though 6 minutes are left in this game, as you mentioned, and Rosehill has seems to be in control. So if they can just continue to run the ball, let the clock tick down.
And as we have a quick break in the action, number 2 Syracuse is leading Clemson. No, excuse me. Number 2 Clemson is trailing Syracuse by a score of 27-24 with 9 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Shocker.
Definitely a shocker. As they're going to hand this one off up the middle. He keeps his feet moving, and he has enough for the Warriors first down.
Eagles, Kyle Flores, that was Kyle Flores, freshman running back. He carried his defenders about 7 additional yards, sir, by keeping his legs moving.
Excellent job there by Kyle Flores to keep his feet moving, Mr. Cobb, and he has enough for Eagles first down. That was 2nd and 9. He kept his feet moving and picked up about 10 or 12 yards on that play.
And that's after being met by defenders and carrying them.
And I believe we have a penalty charge against the Warriors.
Well, again,
and
I don't know what's going on.
We have a personal foul, but I believe one of the players said something to the officials, and I saw the yellow flag go up, which means we're going to be tacking on more yards on this penalty. And you know what? I'll take it.
I'll take it all day. What does Dr. Prince say? 7 days a week and twice on Sunday, or 8 days a week and twice on Sunday?
Well, he'll have to explain that. I'm pretty sure he's going to text that to me here in a minute, just so I can say it. But
I'm sorry I slaughtered it, but nonetheless, you guys understand. And again,
nonetheless, the Eagles started on their own 20-yard line. Now the ball is on the 35-yard line of the Warriors.
And again, I don't know what's going on campus of K-State right now, but Eric Clay, you better stay tuned in. Put those architectural engineering books down for another 5 minutes and 34 seconds as your little brother Zach and his team are trying to get victory number 202 for Coach Lane and the Angry Birds of Rosehill.
Yes, sir. And while we have a quick break in the action, there's a timeout on the play charge against the Warriors. A close ball game in college football. Number 2 Clemson is tied with Syracuse by the score of 24 in the fourth quarter.
Number 2.
And we're going
to come to the national championship from last year.
Absolutely. And we're going to thank our sponsors and supporters for today's broadcast. We have 5:34 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Eagles on top 21-6.
Yes, sir. We definitely want to thank Hexter Comfort Solutions, Clearwave office at 22803 Shield Road, Cypress, Texas. Also, Farmers Insurance Agency, Hempstead location. Contact Latanya Chapel at 979-826-3026. Bush's Chicken, the best chicken in Brenham, at 979-836-1804. You can reach Bush's Chicken at that number. Also, Burger, Fencing, Landscaping, and more. If you have any landscaping needs in and around the area, you can reach Burger Fencing at 281-253-2923.
And if you would like to become a listening partner, you can visit our website at www.obn-radio.com. Ball placed at the 35-yard line as they're going to go with a quarterback sneak, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. May have lost a yard on the play.
Yeah, that looked to be a quarterback draw, intentionally called. And,
yes, sir.
Didn't net to mean anything, and lost him a yard.
Well, nonetheless, they're just going to keep the clock rolling with 5:12 remaining here in the fourth quarter, leading 21-6. We're just going to keep running the ball, managing the clock on this particular drive.
You know, the score is 21-6, but honestly, just not indicative of the intensity here shown by both teams. I mean, this has been hard running, hard hits, some emotion for both teams. It's been a great game.
I formation set up for the Eagles. They're going to hand this off to the big man Green, and he's met behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose about 2 yards on the play, but again, clock continues to roll as we have 4:38 remaining here late in the fourth quarter.
I keep telling you, can't chip through a hole. You have to run through the hole with some authority. Seems as though Vontae's a little hesitant getting the ball, maybe looking for a hole to open, but not caught chipping. And the only thing that I want to see from Vontae Green is some consistency. You know, a lot of players I kind of see him kind of hesitate, kind of tiptoe a little bit. We can probably credit that to maybe from the injury from the previous drive. But normally, you know, he'll maybe break one here, break one there. Then on other plays, he may get stopped at the line of scrimmage. I want to see him continue to be explosive on every single play. He's just a sophomore, and here's a play to Cash Kelso. And another play to Cash Kelso as he gets past the 30. The defender for 5 yards. Cash Kelso hit number 25, Carter Golston, and carried him for 5 additional yards. And that was a play that netted the Eagles so many yards. When they were going the other way, Cash actually reversed his field, stopped on a dime, and went back the other side. He has excellent field vision. Yes, sir. Cash Kelso has excellent field vision, and honestly, they really haven't gone to him often in this game. No. And the couple of times that they have gone to him, he picked up a nice chunk of yards for the Rose Hill Eagles. He did, and he looked to be shaken up in that play, so he's on the sideline now. Hopefully he's not re-injured his collarbone. Remember, Cash just a couple games back, about 3 games back into it. Yes, sir. Having broken it during the off season. And, again, Cameron Castillo stepped in masterfully and done a wonderful job. We did get Cash Kelso back for our first series of overtime victories. Don't think it's going to go into overtime today, sir. We did call that earlier. Oh, no, ain't no overtime today. 21-6 our score in the fourth quarter with 3:49 remaining. There will be no overtime in today's ball game, ladies and gentlemen. But you mentioned Cash Kelso, you know, being injured on that last play. You know, you definitely want to conserve him. You know, that's your X factor. Yes, you know, if I'm the Rose Hill Eagles, Cash Kelso is your X factor. You definitely want to conserve him. Again, you have Ramirez, you have Vontae Green, you have Matthew Carroll, the 3-headed monster. You have Giger, you have Godzilla. You have the 3-headed monster. You definitely want to conserve him. As you make your route and your quest to the playoffs and the championship, you definitely want to conserve him. You don't want to take a chance on him getting injured again. As the chain units came onto the field to measure that last run, and I believe they're going to say he was short of the first down. Yes, sir. But, of course, Eagles are going to go forward with the ball being so close, like less than a quarter of a football's length it appears to be. The down mark is right in front of that. Yes, sir. And that made it 4th and inches. They're going to go for it up the middle, quarterback sneak, and I believe he's definitely going to have enough for Eagles' first down. And absolutely, you know, why not go for it, Mr. Cobb? You've been so explosive, and the momentum has definitely been in your favor with this running attack here in this ball game. Excellent call there on 4th down. Quarterback sneak up the middle by Cameron Castillo, and he gets enough for the Eagles' first down. Sir, I got to give hats off to this offensive line by the Eagles. Braden Cubs, you have Smith Manning, you have all the different Blake Clayton, all these different individuals who are putting it down and making stuff happen at Jaden Johnson, offensive line, trying to say, making holes for these running backs. I formation set up for the Eagles. First down and 10, ball plays to the 25-yard line. They're going to hand it to Green up the middle. He's going to gain 2 yards on the play as the clock continues to roll here late in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes remaining. You're just now tuning in. Your Angry Bird Rose Hill Christian Eagles on top of this one by the score of 21-6. And driving. And for my Prairie View fans that are listening to this broadcast, the Lady Panthers are on top of Mississippi Valley by the score of 3-0. A little soccer action going on back at Prairie View. The world's game, soccer. Absolutely. We call it football. We call it soccer. Way to go, PP Lady Panthers. 2nd down and 8 for the Eagles as they're going to go with the hard count as Castillo. Broken play yet again, but somehow he's able to hand it off to Green as Green rubbers and stumbles past the 10, and he gets his legs moving for a Rose Hill Eagles touchdown. That was a broken play. Castillo didn't know where to go. He hands it to him right before he get hit. He hands it to Vontae, and Vontae takes it from there. Oh, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. A broken play
a play looked like it would have been stopped in the backfield. Somehow he gets it to Vontae Green. He's able to rumble and stumble, get past one defender, picking up a touchdown for the Eagles.
Yes, sir. I guess that one does find in the face of the old adage, if it's broken, don't fix it. Not broken, don't fix it. That was a broken play, and they fix it with a touchdown.
I like the way you put that together, Mr. Cobb. You know, like we said, I normally live by the code. If it's not broke, don't fix it. That play was broken, but as you mentioned, somehow they was able to fix it in the middle of the play. How often does that happen?
Big play.
And not only did they fixed it successfully.
Yes, sir.
You know, the fact that they fixed it was the fact that they was able to still hand it off.
Correct.
But they handed it off, and he scored.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big Vontae. 34.
So with that last 20-yard touchdown run by the big man himself, Vontae Green, the Rosehill Eagles go up 28-6 late here in the fourth quarter with 2:22 remaining.
Yes, sir. So what can you say other than go Eagles? And, again, we want to thank you for your listenership. We want to thank you for tuning in near and far. Jimmy Clayton, Eric Clay, all the individuals in and around the Houston area. As you listen to your loved one participate in Rosehill football, Eagle football, Angry Bird football.
Angry Bird football.
It looks like they're on their way to 5-1.
Yes, sir. 5-1 overall, 4-1 in the conference, as they're sitting at number 2 in the conference. And I believe they're sitting behind, they're Cypress Christian.
Yes, sir.
The school that they're going to be playing next week at home.
At home. At Angry Bird Field, sir. So let's, I think this will boost the confidence of everyone, including these freshman players. And the great play by Brandon DeSoto, great play by Cubza, great play by the Manny brothers, great play by Weidenheft.
As the Eagles are set to kick this one off, and Shackle's this at the 15. He's going to get past the 20, and he's going to be brought down just past the 30-yard line as the flags start to come in at the end of the play.
Well, that was a pretty physical kickoff.
Yes, sir.
Flying around and
I almost saw a helmet.
As long as it didn't have a head in it, then we're okay.
Absolutely. So as we have 2:17 remaining here late in the fourth quarter, as we have penalty charge against the Warriors. And I believe that was a holding call, as that flag came nearly once the play came to an end.
That was a good call.
Nonetheless, they're going to back up the Warriors 10 yards, and they're going to start this possession at the 20-yard line, or we'll call that the 19-yard line. So with 2:17 remaining here late in the fourth quarter, the Warriors find themselves down 28-6. And at this point, Mr. Cobb, just close the game with some dignity, with some pride.
Yes,
There's no way you're going to come back from this deficit.
As
they're going to throw it to the left side, as that pass is complete for a gain of about 5 yards. Number 25, Carden Golston, the receiver on the play, as the Rosehill fan base was looking for a holding call.
Very blatant hold.
Blatant holding call, but at the same time, at this late in the game, just keep the clock running. We're down to 1 minute and 50 seconds. That hold, even if they make that call, it's not going to do the Warriors any good in this game. As they're going to throw this to the right side, he's going to get past the 40, past the 50, and he's going to be out of bounds past the 40-yard line, but I believe this play will be coming back. So the holding call that y'all won on that previous play, I believe y'all going to get it on this play.
Sure, it looks like it's going to be a hold or some type of call back at the line of scrimmage.
And that was number 12, Dylan Hurd, the receiver on that play. But I believe a holding call is in favor, and I believe that huge run will be coming back.
Yes, sir. So, again, this is a very spirited game by both the Warriors and the Eagles.
Check that. That was a chop block on that last play.
Oh.
That was a chop block. Now, I don't know if
okay.
I think that's the second chop block penalty in this ball game.
I think it's the third for the game, Yeah, but nonetheless.
About 2 or 3 of them, right?
Yeah. There's a safety issue. Chop blocks, just like the horse collar tackles, there's safety issues. Chop blocks, safety issues. So we're, like you said, down to 135. And
Center ball.
back on the
11-yard line. Yes, sir. Ball back on the 11-yard line. Second and about 15 for the Warriors. Twin receiver setup. Kirk throws to his right. He has a man that passes complete right at the 20-yard line. That was number 4, Bailey Baird, on the reception for the Warriors.
Wow.
As he was not able to get out of bounds, so the clock will continue to run with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining here late in the fourth quarter. You're just now tuning in. Your Angry Bird Rosehill Christian Eagles on top of this one, 28-6.
Wow. And that play was made possible by Ben Nicholson keeping the runner in the
third down. As they're going to pitch this one to Beard, and he's not going to have enough for the first down. I think he's going to be stopped with about a yard to go. We're going to call this one 4th and 1. Ball at the 26-yard line. 45 seconds and counting as your Angry Birds will go up. They will improve their record to 5 and 1 on the season and 4 and 1 in conference play. As he throws this one to Shaskovitz, he's going to have enough for the first down, but I believe he stays in bounds. So once they spot this one, the clock should continue to roll.
That's correct, sir.
As he did have enough for a Warriors first down, but once they spot the ball, the clock will continue to roll with 20 seconds remaining. First down and 10. Kirk dropped back to pass. He's been pressured, and he's finally brought down for a sack here late in the fourth quarter with 9 seconds remaining.
Just a quick question. Who do you think possibly could have sacked him?
Oh, my goodness. Don't tell me, Mr. Cobb. Is it that bad man himself?
Mr. Cliff Manning.
Mr. Cliff Manning himself with the sack for the Eagles to cap this one off. And with that, this game has come to an end. 28-6 is our score. The Eagles improved their record to 5 and 1 on the season and 4 and 1 in conference play.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, great game, very highly competitive, very spirited. Thank God no serious injuries. Both teams came to play tonight. A couple of turnovers makes a difference. I mean, those turnovers alone, I think Rosehill was able to capitalize on both turnovers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 2 interceptions by the Rosehill Eagles, and they were definitely able to capitalize on those turnovers. 28-6 is our score for this ball game in favor of your Angry Bird Rosehill Christian Eagles. And a quick update around the college football. Syracuse just got a first down to the 26-yard line of Clemson. Under 2 minutes remaining in the game, Clemson has used their last timeout. Syracuse is up 27-24. We're about to have an upset on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Syracuse are en route to upset Clemson, number 2 Clemson, as we have a 27-24 score on our hands.
Sir, I think we're going to have an interview by another family member. Come on, we got Aunt Susie, everyone's favorite Aunt Susie. Listen, this is the aunt of both those Manning brothers. So I'm going to put her on the air, and we're going to have a conversation. And Aunt Susie's going to tell us what her thoughts are about her nephews and their outstanding 1-2 punch. I mean, you have, first of all, welcome, ma'am. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, thank you. Welcome, ma'am. How are you doing?
Not bad. How about yourself?
I'm wonderful. I'm very happy to be here and very happy to see the Eagles are on a roll, seem to be very confident.
Yes, they are.
I gotta hand to you, this other team, the Warriors came to play, but they only managed to score 6 points. And I would like to think it's because of number 8 and because of number 53.
Big possibility. There are 2 great players. We are very fortunate to have both of them on the same team this year together. One being a senior, one being a freshman. I mean, they're unstoppable, so it's pretty cool to see.
It is cool and it's great. Rosehill is very family-oriented, and just the Manning family has been a blessing to Rosehill from the junior high undefeated season last year to last year's baseball championship, state champion baseball championship with their catcher.
Yep, Cliff Manning. Yep, Cliff Manning. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Their defense is very good this year, and they're getting better every game, so it's pretty impressive.
Now, I want to say, we had some injured players today we didn't have McCray Kelton. We didn't have a lot of different things going on. So what do you think Coach Lane and his staff was able to do to offset that?
Well, they actually put Kelso in there as a wide receiver, which was a good call, and actually got him going. And he did a really good job running the ball and catching some balls. So it's very good.
That's funny you say that, man, because Andre Davis here is called Kelso the X Factor.
Oh, my goodness. He is definitely the X Factor for this Rose Hill offense.
Oh, I agree. He's done a very good job. And so that was definitely a great call by Coach Lane to put him in as a wide receiver. Definitely. And then, go ahead.
And I just want to know, like, what are you feeding those boys? There's some big boys.
I'm telling you.
They used their strength to their advantage, and they did exactly that in this game.
So let's just put it this way. They eat whatever they want at home. When they come to my house, number 53, Cliff Manning, comes to my pantry, and he raids it. And he eats whatever he wants when he wants. So I got to cook double whenever they come over, but they eat nonstop.
I got to tell you, sir, because I know this firsthand. My son Caleb has gone over to Aunt Susie's house.
Yep.
And eating very well over there.
Yep.
And she's, like you said, what is she feeding him? Was her brother and his wife feeding him? I don't know, but give me some Manning diet. Give me some Manning meals.
Yep.
Yeah, I can definitely use those.
We definitely eat good. But, my brother definitely has gotten both boys into different programs and gotten them, training the right way.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's been very good.
Well, we definitely thank you for coming on
for
our post-game report. Real quickly before you leave, I mentioned on the broadcast that here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, we actually have a station in Prairie View, 87.9, and as of right now, we're definitely trying to extend our tower, and we definitely want to ask you if you would support us by going to www.openmicbroadcastnetwork and helping to support us in increasing our tower so we can increase our coverage throughout the city of Prairie View and Waller and beyond.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, definitely. It'd be good to get out there and get you heard.
And would you be so lovely to spread the word to the Angry Bird Nation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I definitely will.
Angry Bird Nation, you hear it first from Manning directly, and she said, hey, we're making it happen. So great victory, man. We thank you for coming over and sharing your thoughts.
Awesome.
And next week, Cypress Christian.
I'll be there. I will be. And it's glad to see you here, too.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for joining us
you.
for our post-game show.
Awesome.
The Rose Hill Christian Eagles victorious in this ball game by the score of 28-6. And Mr. Cobb,
yes, sir.
It has happened.
Oh, is it over?
It's an official upset.
Whoa.
Syracuse knocks off number 2 Clemson by the score of 27-24.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Fall. Wow.
The national champs fall here today. Just goes to show you that it doesn't matter what ranking you are, what level you are, you still have to come out there and play the game.
Sir, you are correct, and what a surprise. But, hey, not so great for the Tigers, but great for Rose Hill Eagles.
Now I'm definitely going to go back and watch that game. Now, there was a talk about the quarterback of Clemson, Bryant. He injured his ankle last week, and there was this talk as to whether or not he was going to be performing tonight. They said it was going to come down to a game day decision. But as I'm looking at the stats, he did play. He was 12 for 17 for 116 yards, but obviously it was not enough for them to pull off a win against against Syracuse.
That very well could have played a part in their ability to score more points.
And Syracuse gives Clemson their first loss on the season.
Wow.
And it's safe to say they won't be number 2 after this week.
No, sir. They're going to fall, and someone's going to move up to the number 2 slot as they jockey for position to be in the top 4 by the time college football season ends. They can vie for that national championship.
Yes, sir. And speaking of championships, nonetheless, your Angry Birds of the Rose Hill Christian Eagles victorious in this ball game against the Warriors by the score of 28-6 in their quest for not only the playoffs but the championship. The ship, we're calling it. Me and Mr. Cobb are calling it here today in this game.
Get you a seat on the ship.
Get you a seat on the ship because your Angry Birds will be there, and they will be locked and loaded.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, again, we definitely want to thank our sponsors. We definitely want to thank Dr. Prince and everyone else who makes this possible for the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We definitely want you, listeners, to support our tower.
Yes, sir. Our 87.9 tower in Prairie View, Texas. You can visit obn-radio.com. Again, that's obn-radio.com. Make a donation to help us increase our towers so we can expand our coverage range throughout Prairie View, Texas, and beyond.
Tower Power, is that what it's called?
Tower Power.
Tower Power.
Tower Power. And some quick updates around the area. East Chambers are on top of Hempstead by a score of 16-0 starting the third quarter. Belleville is on top of Royal by a score of 35-6, 4 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the third quarter of that ball game. And your Rosehill Christian Eagles victorious in this game by the score of 28-6. Mr. Cobb, the Eagles established a run in this ball game. I credit the coaching staff in this ball game for the Rosehill Christian Eagles. They came out with the mentality and the attitude that we're going to run it down the Warriors' throat. We have Hines Ramirez, we have Vontae Green, we have Matthew Carroll, and then and we have to pull out our bag of tricks. Yes, we got Cash Kelso.
X Factor.
We have the X Factor.
Cash Kelso, a.k.a. X Factor, a.k.a. Godzilla.
A.k.a. Godzilla. So you have all of these tools on offense. Then you got Cameron Castillo, who can break it up the middle or from a quarterback draw occasionally here and there.
And you're exactly right. Cameron Castillo can run. He can
yes, sir.
pass. He can buy time by moving in the pocket and still getting pass off. So he's brought a lot to this school, and we're happy to have him.
Yes, sir. So with that, we're going to break down quickly this ball game. The Rosehill Christian Eagles got up early on the Warriors by a score of 14-0 in the first quarter, and that pretty much took us through the end of the first quarter. Then the Warriors came back with a touchdown of their own in the second quarter, making a score of 14-6, and then we were scoreless for the rest of the second quarter. Then here comes the third quarter. Mm-hmm. We were scoreless so far in the for the entire third quarter, but then 2 touchdowns by Rose Hill in the fourth quarter to go up 28-6 in this game.
And some drives, pretty successful drives by the Warriors. It didn't net them any points, but they were more able to move the ball. So the third quarter was pretty much a dead quarter. But the fourth quarter, both teams came alive, and so was able to punch it in twice. But don't think the Warriors did not move the ball, because they did.
Now, speaking of the running attack by the Rosehill Christian Eagles, these are unofficial. This is unofficial stats, but I have over 250 yards rushing by the Rosehill Christian Eagles in this ball game.
I would agree with that. Cash Kelso's run alone was like 60 yards.
Yeah. And out of either over 250, you can credit about 60 yards to Cash Kelso.
Yes,
and again, they didn't the X factor. And again, they didn't go to him often in this ball game, but the couple of times I believe there was a pass. He connected on the pass by Castillo in that first quarter for a gain of about 8 yards, and then we didn't really hear from Kelso at all in this ball game. He had 2 carries, one for about 60 yards and another one for about 20 yards.
Yes, sir. So quite effective in running on Kelso's portion. Great play calling by Coach Lane and the staff, and again, your Rosehill Eagles come out victorious.
And some more updates throughout our local high schools that are being covered, that Open Mic Broadcast Network normally cover, but we like to give you scores and updates, on Friday nights.
Yes, sir.
So Magnolia West is leading Willis by a score of 24-14 in the third quarter. Navasota is leading Hargrave 54-13 in the third quarter. And Tomball is leading Waller by the score of 35-21 in the third quarter. And your Rose Hill Angry Bird Christian Eagles, I just put all their names. I just combined all their names together. They got so many names. They're Rose Hill. Look, and the Rose Hill, the Christian, the Eagles, they're the Angry Birds. So I just put it all together. But nonetheless, your Eagles were victorious in this ball game against the Warriors by the score of 28-6. That improves their overall record to 5-1, 4-1 in conference play. And the next time we'll be coming at you at the Open Mic Broadcast Network will be next week, Mr. Cobb. The battle of this conference.
Team 1 versus Team 2?
Team 1, Mr. Cobb, versus Team 2.
Yes, sir.
As your Angry Birds will be taking on Cypress Christian next week at home.
Undefeated Cypress Christians, if I'm not correct.
Absolutely, undefeated. Yes, Eagles have only lost 1 game in conference play.
Close one.
Very close one. And as the Cypress Christian is undefeated so far in conference play.
And, again, the Eagles are going to be playing without, we're not sure, but we have some injured players who are out. So we're trying to see, again, get the wins where you can get them. And, again, just congratulations to the coaching staff. And,
Absolutely.
And the Eagles themselves, the players themselves, the parents, the fans, everyone who came out to support tonight. It was a hike coming from Town Ball all the way out here to Deer Park.
It definitely was.
We played Pasadena in Deer Park. They were really close to one another. Deer Park's just north of Pasadena. But, again, very spirited game. Got a little more chippy towards the end, but nonetheless, no one was seriously injured, so we thank God for that.
Absolutely.
And we thank you for your listenership.
Absolutely. We definitely thank you for your listenership. You mentioned the injuries of the Rosehill Eagles, and they showed in this ball game against the Warriors exactly what they can do, how they can respond to injuries on their team by blowing out the Warriors 28-6, establishing a run. Regardless if you're going to stop us, we're going to continue to run the ball because we have multiple people that can get the job done.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth. Listen, there's a mantra in the NFL they call next man up.
Next man up, yes, sir.
Well,
yes, sir.
Eagles, next Eagle up.
Yes, sir. Next Eagle up. Next opponent up. Cypress Christian, we're coming for you.
Cypress Christian Warriors.
Yes, sir. They are the Warriors.
Another Warriors.
Cypress Christian Warriors, we are coming for you next week, next Friday. Eagles will be taking on the Warriors of Cypress Christian. That game will be at home in Tomball. And, again, you can catch all that action right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network by yours truly, Andre Davis, along with my main man, Mr. Kendall Cobb himself. We're getting ready to wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen, from Deer Park, Texas. Eagles victorious in this one by the score of 28-6. Thank you for everyone that's listening throughout this game. We definitely want to thank our sponsors and our supporters of this broadcast. We thank you, the fans, and we cannot get off this broadcast by not thanking himself, the man himself, Dr. Mike Prince, for this opportunity to broadcast this game from Deer Park, Texas. Let's pray we get back. But thank you so much for this opportunity to broadcast this game from Deer Park, Texas. We could not do it without your love and without your support. Eagles winning this one 28-6. I'm Andre Davis. He's Kendall Cobb. We will see you next time.
Yes, sir.